Hey everyone, and welcome to Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, episode 9. 9 out of 12, 3/4 some of that. Maths?
Yes, that's correct.
Maths.
Currently 2/3 will be 3/4 by the end of the game.
This is why I don't handle my own accounts. Lovely. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dungeons & Dragons streaming, which is what we are doing. We are streaming the Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Chris. I will be your Dungeon Master for tonight, and we're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, if you just stumbled onto this, hello, thank you for stumbling onto us. We are playing a tabletop role-playing game where we roll 20-sided dice, and good or bad things happen, depending on whether we roll high in the 20s or low in the 1s. The players have character sheets. You can see them on the left-hand side of the screen if you can see the D&D Beyond overlay, and those character sheets tell them what numbers they add to 20-sided dice rolls 9 times out of 10. They use those rolls to work out what they're doing. I tell them what the world does, and together we tell a lovely story. Yes, that's how it works. That's the D&D. That's what it is. But these D&D wouldn't exist without the players, and the players are excellent. So why don't we go around and meet all of the lovely players? So if you could please give your name, your pronouns if you wish, your character's name, their pronouns, and what your favourite big revelation from the whole campaign has been so far, because there have been a lot. There have been a lot of good ones, especially in the last episode. George, so, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Let's start with George. I think I know what everyone else's is going to be.
Hi, I'm here. Hi, I'm George. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing Ashra Beckett, occasionally Ash to some people, who uses she, her pronouns, who is a human wizard, an abjuration wizard, formerly a necromancer, formerly a sort of middle manager at the Arcane Brotherhood, which may or may not prove relevant for reasons, but now on a sort of vengeance quest by proxy, fighting the pitch and now many other people on behalf of someone who will come to in a minute. I don't know if it's my favorite revelation. It's neither my favorite revolution nor revelation, but it's certainly the most relevant revelation, which is the existence of some kind of device at the back of Ash's neck, which is bad and worse than she thought, which is bad. I think that's me.
As player and DM, George came to me and said, can Asher have some kind of awful doomsday device in the back of her neck? And I went, yes. George said, what does it do? I went, this. Back of my head I went, it does more things. And just waited until that came out.
Yeah.
Oh, splendid. Let's keep going. Rebecca.
Hi, I am Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I play Persephone, who was a human shadow monk. She is now a sun soul monk. She uses she, her pronouns. There have been a lot of revelations, so many. I mean, Trix's backstory was impossibly beautiful and amazing, but it has to be, for sheer character reasons, the game revelation that Percy doesn't know yet, that Ashra has a doomsday device in the back of her skull, which directly contradicts the really important, definite pact they made of we have no secrets from each other, where Persephone apologized for keeping secrets and they promised to never keep any more secrets from each other ever. So Rebecca knowing this and Persephone not is really interesting. It's going to be fine.
I mean, if you're going to have people playing a couple in your campaign, throw dynamite into it. That's what I always say. Throw
Thanks,
dynamite.
Chris. We love you.
Moving on, David.
Hello, everybody. I am David, playing Aldrin. Both go by he, him. Aldrin is a cleric of Timora. My favourite revolution is the French, but my favourite revelation is to steer away from the Doomsday device, because there was actually T's backstory, because T as a character made so much sense to me after that, and I felt feels in the feels. So there you go.
We should probably cliff note T's backstory, otherwise we're referring to something people may not have seen. We'll get on to that. Evie.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Silva Melodata, who also uses she, her pronouns, and she is a Dampier Phantom Rogue. And as for my favourite revelation, I feel like there's a new one each episode, so the one that's just freshest in my mind is Ashra's, and of course the whole T backstory. and now I'm struggling to remember any others because the impact of those is still fresh in my mind.
Aldrin's backstory.
Oh wait, no, I've got it. The revelation that there's sausage rolls exist in this fantasy world.
Was that really a revelation, or was it just bon mot?
That's just by having me in the campaign. Sausages must exist.
Well, Emma, go ahead. What's your favourite revelation? Or introduce yourself.
Should I introduce myself first?
No.
Hi, I'm Emma. I use the pronouns M or Emma, and I'm playing Trix, who uses the pronouns Trix or T. Trix is a warlock, barbarian, hexblade. No, I don't have a thing as a barbarian. I'm just a barbarian. Okay. Can I have two?
Yeah. It's not like everybody's here to watch D&D or anything.
No, just to talk about it. They think it's Saturday. I really enjoyed last episode when, after I revealed my backstory, David then revealed his backstory. David in person, Aldrin, revealed his backstory. I thought it was really nice. And I also don't know whether this is a nice revelation, but Silver's father being dead and all of the things that spiraled out after that, I think was really nice too.
Yes, dead. Completely dead.
Nice is the wrong word, but like the story implications that had, I think were really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like you found a mind jar spell in his study or a clone spell in his study or anything like that, you know.
Thing to do with moving one's essence from one place to another? That's absurd.
I mean, Silver is just ignoring that and not getting her hopes up at the moment, so...
Cool. Today's going to be fun. Right. So this stream will run for approximately 3 hours.
I also hate George, so... Yeah.
Do you mean you hate nat ones? Sorry, George.
I can only say that, George. I can only say
George.
that because George knows deep down that is completely not true. So.
You've been friends for longer than all of us. But yes, this stream will run for 3 hours, or longer if we keep this intro going. There'll be a roughly 10-minute break somewhere near the middle. We have some wonderful sponsors and supporters. You can see them arrayed around us on the screen. Let's start with our lovely sponsors, the delightful Hero Forge. Let us make character miniatures you can see rotating next to people's faces. Those character miniatures will let you see whose turn it is and also show off how lovely the miniatures are, because Hero Forge lets you design them all entirely in their 3D animated tabletop online desktop character creator, which is 3D. You can make your character model in there. You can also color it in, add lighting effects, lots of amazing things. Now, we've used digital versions of those, obviously, as you can see here, but the joyful thing is they also print them and send them to you in color. Look at this. Look at this awesome mini. That was all designed online. That was printed with a resin mold and is now here and in color, which means I can have colored minis and I can't paint. So that is my favorite thing. But yes, check them out at heroforge.com and make yourself one today. We're also sponsored by the lovely Ultra Pro, who get your tabletop organized. They do card wallets, card sleeves, pads of paper, all of these lovely things you can just use around your desk and tabletop. What they do that I really love is figurines of adorable power. I think I've shown off all the ones I have at the moment, but I'm just going to show you this black dragon again because it is excellent.
It's the best one.
I love the dragons. No, I love the dragons.
It's my favourite.
They're so grumpy. Oh no, controversial.
That's the best one. The Gazer is the best one. By a garden mile, look at it. Tell me this is not your favourite person.
Just because you love beholders.
It's not my favourite.
It's true. I love beholders. There's one on my arm. But yes, yes, you can get yourself figurines, miniature figurines of adorable power yourself as well at ultrapro.com. And if you join us in chat today, you'll be in a random giveaway. We give those out at the end of the stream, and we will literally just send you a message in Twitch Whispers, and you have to send us an email, and then you will get a Ultra Pro gift card, one per stream. So do join us in chat. And check them all out at ultrapro.com. We're also sponsored by the delightful Elderwood Academy, who've made some custom bespoke dice boxes, hex chest boxes, codex towers. There's Emma's. I think George has one as well.
Fishies.
David, is yours around?
It's not with me currently because it has pride of place on my mantle.
Oh, very nice. But yes, there are 3 more in the post for me, Evie and Rebecca, at some point. We'll show those off when we have them. But yes, if you fancy designing your own Elderwood Academy dice box or dice tray, you can head to elderwoodacademy.com and use the code roll together. That's roll-together in the as a coupon code, and you'll get 10% off your Elderwood purchase. And we thoroughly recommend Elderwood as your dice box of choice. We also have some lovely supporters across the bottom first screen. You can see them. D&D Beyond do our digital character sheets. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen, and they are wonderful. Can recommend the best way to play D&D digitally. We're also supported by Level Up Dice, who make massive metal dice. I've got these ones. They're massive D10s. I use them for the big D100 rolls that I definitely don't do all the time. But yes, the Level Up Dice, the Table Shaker range you can buy, there's a link in chat. And Level Up Dice wants to make a variety of other beautiful dice sets, so do check them out at Level Up Dice. And we have 2 video games that we work with. Sorry. Word fart there. We have 2 video games that we work with, and they're both absolutely awesome. We've got Warriors of Waterdeep and Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. If you're here for chest codes and gems and things like that, there are links at the bottom of the screen. You can pop those into chat and get the information that you need. And
really the only reason I'm here. I just want the gems.
Anyway, get yourself those gems and those codes, and happy hunting. Anyway, lovely. Oh, I should say with Warriors of Waterdeep as well, we are currently running a streamed game of Warriors of Waterdeep, which is on Tuesdays at the moment. That's our Tuesday show, where Emma and some other players as well are all playing characters from the game, and we're having a lovely time
very
playing
different.
that.
I'm a very intelligent wizard in that game, and it's a very different mindset.
Anyway, the first episode is tomorrow, so come along and check that out. Schedule details are on Twitch.
I mean, it's an evoker wizard, so it's still a lot of damage, but you know.
Yeah.
It's a U wizard. It's a point boom explosion wizard. We're Roll Together RPG on all socials, so join us there if you fancy saying hi. That's also Patreon. We're on patreon.com/rolltogetherrpg, where you can join us from just £1 or $1.50 and then find out more about what we are doing before everyone else does, and support us in what we are doing. Our shows are also available as podcasts. If you'd rather listen to them, you can check them out on your favourite podcasting app. Just search for Roll Together RPG. We're on most of them. And if we're not on the one you want to use, let us know and we'll try and sort that out for you. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage trans players, characters, and DMs in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do appreciate it does sometimes happen. Have a company policy in place should the need arise. If you want to check in on it about any of that, there's a !safety you can pop into chat to find some links there about safe tools for playing D&D together, and also content warnings for each episode in case you want to check those. Right. That's it. Time to not kill Joel.
Time to punch evil.
Don't kill George!
Last time on Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate, we had a sort of interlude where the party encountered a strange, definitely not Doctor Who ripoff called the Gatecrasher, who took them out of a dangerous situation and gave them a sort of cosmic awareness of the situation they might be facing, and also allowed them access to a place where they could long rest, very useful, and also informed them that the Gloomsday, which is what they're all calling it now, well done, Silver, has begun. You all took your long rest. There was some humongous character revelations because you all have 5 minutes to talk. We overran by a good 20 minutes and it was worth it. But yes, that is...
More like half an episode.
Yeah. But that is where we ended up. Now, at the end of said long rest, Aldrin was communing with Tymora, his god. And in that conversation, there was some intimation that Aldrin might be changing subclass. So... David, how would you like that conversation to end? Because at the end of it, you asked Tymora if you were ever going to be redeemed, and Tymora told you that you were, and placed a hand upon your head.
Well, I warn everyone, I may have prepared this in advance. So what would happen is this. So Aldrin is standing for a moment stunned by this offer of redemption and feeling in his heart that he may never be truly cleansed, but that some things are more important than whether or not he's redeemed. He slowly sinks to his knees, invoking Timora in his mind, and thinking about the promise that he's made to his companions and the fact that he is going to keep it, whatever happens to him. And the prayer is, give me the power to save them, to protect them against the darkness. My light is but a flickering candle in a sea of shadow. They, however, my companions, have shown me that there is good in the world, that there are people to stand beside against the tide of foes that threaten to overwhelm. Let there be an end, whatever happens to me. Take what you wish, but please give me what I need. And with that, time seems to slow for Aldrin, and he feels a pain rising within him, which is increasing in intensity to be almost indistinguishable from bliss. And you see his lips part in a silent scream as darkness and light are drawn out of his body and thundering together like waves crashing. As you can see him focusing his mind and sweat beading on his face, and they slowly start to converge together and then be pulled back into him. And you see him fall to the floor with no appearance of life as his skin whitens and his hair bleaches into just a brilliant white with an absence of color. And then he takes a gasp of breath and stands, and the eyes are flashing green, and you hear the intonation of a spell, and then hear a female voice in your mind which says, "Take care of him. He's been through a lot." And the green starts to slowly leave Aldrin's eyes. He just stands there looking exhausted. He just says, "Who am I?"
That woke you all up, by the way.
Oh, hey, welcome to the club.
Aldrin.
Aldrin. Yes, that was what they used to call me. Aldrin the Unmasked. There's a look of serenity as he says, "I am Aldrin the Redeemed, and I come back to you now at the turn of the tide."
He's gonna like gently punch you on the arm, be like, "Give it up, Aldrin."
And in your mind you hear, "Ow."
Have you cast Rary's telepathic bond?
Mm-hmm. I have, for the avoidance of doubt. Rary's telepathic bond is, unless anybody chose to resist it, because it does only work on willing creatures, but you would have felt a sort of warm reaching out into your mind, almost like your head was being massaged.
Like the new hair colour.
Times change, people change, the bond of our companionship stays the same.
No kidding.
Do you feel well? You look. Do you look good at this point, or is this a relief, or is this through the ringer kind of?
Looks like someone who's run a marathon and then been deprived of sausagey sustenance at the end of it. There's just this sense of just completely drained, but also like serenity. It's like somebody standing against the wave that they know is going to knock them off their feet, but nonetheless, right, they're sort of swaying slightly. But looking at all of you, you can see that you all give him strength.
In which case, you look different.
Actually, do you always just say things like that are really obvious?
No. Sometimes it's hard to find the right thing to say. And Aldrin looks well and worse, but certainly different.
If you felt left out because of the whole, you could have just said,
"Your journey is yours alone, but if I can assist any of you, I will. I now know what it is I'm supposed to do. Thank y'all for that."
Hi, so your hair looks really cool now. Can you tell me how you did that without bleach? Because last time I tried, it all fell out.
Well, first you have to join the Church of Timora.
Oh.
Then you... Yeah, I thought so.
Anyone want some tea? Gatecrash just walks around and hands out, has a tray with cups of tea on it.
Do you have any coffee? Because I feel like coffee before saving the world is really a vital part of my morning ritual.
I can certainly, I can attempt coffee, of course, and just starts handing them out and gives Aldrin a quick look and just oh, good morning, and just doesn't even note the difference in any way, shape, or form.
Why did they say attempt?
I drink tea.
Oh, good God.
Right, so coffee's the one you make with beans, right?
I'll have the tea.
I can try making coffee.
I'll have a coffee.
All right.
No.
Silver?
Call back.
I'll just hold my arm out to Silver, like, here you go.
Not sure coffee would be a peaceful move.
Do you want some blood instead?
Well, I can get
Fine.
blood. Would you want some more blood? I can do another pitcher of blood.
Yeah, okay, I'll have another picture of blood. I'll save tea, you save yours for later.
I really don't mind. Like, it comes back real quick.
Right, so I'm making blood and coffee. Don't get those two mixed up. All right, okay. Are you all getting up and preparing yourselves? You've had your 8-hour rest, which means that an hour has passed in the outside world, and you are therefore preparing yourselves for stepping back into the material plane.
Yeah.
With every minute that passes, Aldrin will start to look progressively better until he is back to what constitutes his normal self.
So less pallid.
Yeah, the hair remains.
Cool.
Start sort of pacing a little bit.
I'm guessing Ash was casting a ton of spells.
Only 3.
Oh, man. What are the 3?
Mage armor. Oops, I just unprepared it rather than casting it. That was good. That's my. This is a great start to this. Mage armor, dark vision, and armor of Agathis at 5th level from my ring of spell storing, which was left over from yesterday.
Cool, gotcha.
Ashra, can you cast that on other people or just you?
Which one?
Seeing in the dark.
Do you need it?
I used to be able to see in the dark, and apparently that was to do with the giant evil shadow demon living inside me, and I can't do that anymore.
I can see how that would be an impediment and quite distracting and possibly even distressing. I believe I can. Yeah, I can just cast another person. There we go.
Is that all right? If it's going to take lots of energy, it's fine. I can
No,
just
it's
walk
a
into
cheap
things.
spell. So she just reaches out and gives you almost just like a brush on the shoulder, and you get that. It probably feels very different from how you got dark vision through your subclass powers, but it's more of just like a sort of a sharpness, like more definition.
Someone sharpened your vision.
Yeah, it's like
That
getting
is-
an old power up in Doom or something like that. There's like a slight edge to colours, like that kind of thing.
That is less oozy.
Necrotic, yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Try not to look at any bright lights for too long.
But that'll be fine. It's not like I now shoot them from my hands.
Are you all convening? Because the Gatecrasher will bring back a pitcher of blood and
Good boy.
a very decent coffee.
Oh, this is actually quite good coffee.
Oh, good. It's not my usual forte. Good. Right then. Well, splendid. I've finished the research. If you'll come over here, and takes you over to the wall chart of Faerun with the black splodges on it that is still growing slightly but slowly because time passes slowly. Right, so pulls the wall chart, sort of pulls it down, sort of tugs it down, and it goes rolling back up like there's some kind of spring-loaded mechanism, and then pulls down another one from behind it that shows the city of Baldur's Gate. Right, so I did a bit more of a concrete analysis of the specific locus around here, and as you can see, it seems to be centered around this building, and they point at the High Hall. The High Hall is the centre of Baldurian democracy. It is where the law courts are. It is the sort of centre of governance of the city. And it looks like the main nexus is there. You do know, looking at this, that there are hundreds of small black dots all around Baldur's Gate, and a couple of quite big ones. But the big ones seem to all be in a pattern that swirls out from this central nexus point. So, by my calculations, that is the central portal. That's the problem. That's where this is all arising from. These other large ones probably all open at the same sort of time, and thus they are now all causing this conflagration, this thing happening all over the place. I reckon if you close the main one, all of the other ones will shrink down and dissipate because they won't be able to hold their form for very long. they wouldn't be able. They'd probably survive for a good, couple of hours, but then would eventually not be able to hold their place. Also, as we mentioned just yesterday, the idea that the Magyar might turn up and get rid of some of these portals because they don't like them is also something that might just happen. So I'll keep an eye on all of those for you. But if you can close that central one right there, that should stop this problem. That should get us all tickety-boo.
All right, so we're going to war at the High Hall.
Aldrin, this morning when Timora was giving you her blessing and you communed with her, she also told you where Aradine was. Take a wild guess where it is, Dave.
I feel like it might be at the Hall High.
Oh, so close. It's the High Hall.
It's next door. Next door.
Have I ever been there?
The High Hall. Would any of you have had significant runs in with the governance and procedural governance of Baldur's Gate?
Possibly Lord Highmore.
I mean, do they take an interest in, people who punch things?
No. I mean, the law courts are there, but you've not been arrested. If you've been arrested, we're having a very different plot line of Baldur's Gate. Aldrin, I don't think you would have done as Lord Highmore because the Council of Peers who rule over Baldur's Gate, who do all of the sort of detailing of what happens in there, they wouldn't have invited you into their ranks because you haven't been here long enough. I don't think any of you would have had any experience of the High Hall. Percy, you're a local, and Silver, you're a local, so can you both please roll me a history check?
And do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm good at history.
Oh,
Who would
that makes
know?
one of us.
19.
Flat 17.
Okay, both of you know this. The High Hall is a relatively old building. It's been around for quite a long time as part of when the city was just a smuggling port, and then Baldur, who is the sort of hero of Baldur's Gate, and Baldur's Gate is named after. Baldur's remnants, relics, items are in a museum-style space in the High Hall.
Not anymore.
It would tie in with everything you've heard about other glooms and how they have been summoned.
Oh dear.
Anyway, that's just flavour. The gatecrasher will continue. So, I've been looking at this whole situation, and yes, well, I can't come with you. It's
Can't
too.
or won't.
So the actress says that at the exact same time as you.
No, it's too dangerous. I am no match for monsters and fighting and all that sort of thing. I just flit around, and frankly, if there was a situation that I found myself in, I would flit in and very promptly flit out and go and get more support. And well, you're the support.
Could you not flit in, turn the little key to close the portal, and then flit out? That worked very well last time.
Last time I was intrigued and would have immediately left it, but you were all busy. And look, I'm proposing that I give one of you the key. I can give you this one, and pulls out one of the keys and takes it off the gigantic keychain with sort of hundreds of keys on it, and looks at it with a kind of, but cowardice wins out. They will automatically hand it towards Ashra because they have the most connection with Ashra, but if anyone else goes, yup, and puts their hand out, they'll just...
Well, as the most responsible member of the party, I think I will be taking that.
Oh,
That's
fine.
really nice one, Silver. That's great.
Oh, no, should I
I'm
not?
serious. What?
What is required to operate the key?
Well, you concentrate on the... Because what the key is doing is creating a negative counterpoint to the portal. It doesn't matter. You roll an Arcana check and take an action.
No, we're speaking a language I can understand.
It's an Arcana check and an action. It
Ash
is
will
attuned.
glance to Silver as the technobabble exclamation comes out and just see how she's reacting to that.
I understand.
Not pointedly, but definitely like... She'll just like slowly take the key while we're still looking at Silver and like, yeah, no.
They're nice.
Silver, surely you're needed for Ladouche.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Fine. It's not real thin ice. It's metaphorical thin ice. You're fine. Just, thought I'd be useful for once.
You're going to be
useful.
really useful. You're going to kill Ladouche.
You're all going to be useful.
Okay, hang on. Let's just put a pin in that. Again, in a combat scenario, we cannot confirm that any one individual here will kill someone. If possible, Silver will kill a douche. But if any one of us has the opportunity to, we should. Silver, I'm sorry, but the douche is more powerful than anyone we've currently faced. In a situation, we cannot guarantee that you will be the person that kills them. We can try our very hardest, but if it's someone else here dying, or you being the person that kills the douche, I'd rather your feelings were hurt. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess... Well, if anyone gets to the douche before me, feelings will be hurt, and you will... And good luck to you.
Silver, if it helps, I killed Oriana. The fact that you struck the final blow doesn't actually matter. We went there because, we had the connection, she and I. And we all hit very close together. As far as I'm concerned, I killed her. You just happen to have the final hit. Regardless of who does the very final hit that makes Ledouche get off the face of the earth because they are an arsehole, you will have killed them. We're here for you.
Nice sentiment. Not sure I care. Let's just get to it already.
Right.
Ashra, you understand how to use those keys now, right?
I had a primer.
Miss Gatecrasher?
Yes.
In order for us to return the key to you afterwards, it might be prudent to give us the key that comes to this pocket plane of yours.
Frankly, giving up one was already... I'll be returning for that when it's safe.
What if it's never safe? You probably still want the keys back, right?
It'll be safe. Or it'll be a complete mess and then the key will be somewhere else anyway, so it's irrelevant.
Are you at all open to persuasion on that point?
No, my keys are very, very important to me.
Alright, I'm going to use Divine Intervention. And I'm going to ask for the key that brings us here. Or a copy thereof.
If you want to use your Divine Intervention for that, please do.
I mean, it's not going to work, but it'd be nice to have somewhere to get to if needs be, because from here we can pop around to all the stuff that we need to, right? So if something crops up.
Roll a D100.
63.
No.
It wasn't going to work, but flavorfully, like Aldrin would try.
Sure, that's fine. Cool. Right, well, I can open the door close, but not directly on top of it. The planar tearing is bad enough as it is. I wouldn't want to cause anything to happen to my demi-planes, so I'll get
just
you.
Directly stolen from Doctor Who. We're in New York now. Sorry.
I call this plane the Flordis.
But I will make sure to get you as close as indeed possible. Anything else I can tell you? I don't think so.
Can you tell us anything to do with numbers? How many people are waiting for us there?
Oh, I don't know about the people there. There's no way of knowing about people. I'm not a people person. But
We noticed.
But most of this city, Baldur's Gate, is now pretty much overrun with shadow creatures, and it looks like this Gloomsday is going to have a terrible impact on the people unless something is done relatively quickly. And there'll be some cleanup to go as well, yes.
Let's leave.
All right,
Let's
then.
go.
Then I will arrange for you. Thank you all so much for doing this. Much appreciated.
Doesn't seem like we have much of a choice.
Also, not doing it for you. Sylvia, you got your steak. Got it ready and safe.
Oh yeah, it's steak time.
Lovely. You are getting ready to depart. The Gatecrasher will open the portal for you whenever you are ready.
Excited.
And you are able to step through. Let me know if you are pressing anything or otherwise, and then we will move
Got
swiftly.
my knuckle dust up. I don't want to have to burn an action to create it.
Fine, sure.
Just ready.
Just telepathic bond's still up, because then we can
As she
communicate.
goes to
stealthily.
fire up her microwave gloves and then looks sad.
Aldrin stares at you serenely.
This is weird. Aldrin, say something sarcastic and slightly annoying, please. It's weird.
Sausage rolls are not the greatest food in the world.
Rude.
Oh my! What?
How do I
That's
say
like
that?
a 4. That was a 10.
Who are you and what have you done with Aldrin?
Sorry, go on.
No, it's still me.
Are you all...
I'm going to punch you gently again and be like, good to have you back.
Are you all...
That didn't explode. Hooray.
Are you all open the door?
Yes, we go through the door before anyone says anything else.
Good. The gatecrasher opens the door and just sort of gives you all like a please go through and don't sort of staying on that side of the door with very much it not going through. And
I'm so tempted to push them through.
Yeah.
outside, you can see why. Baldur's Gate, as you step out into a Baldurian street, is a mess. It is dark and there are heavy clouds overhead to the point where it is dim light and you cannot see the sun. The normal green lanterns of Baldur's Gate, you would expect to see a couple up and down the street, are gone. And as you look, you can see that in each of them, these tiny black dots in all of them, and swirling out of them, ghosts, spectres, shadows. A lot of incorporeal undead are flowing into the streets. There's people screaming, running around. You see spectres and shadows chasing people down alleyways. It is a disaster.
This is awful.
You are across the road from the High Hall where the large gate opens out. What would you like to do?
Run at it.
As soon as I see this scene, I'm casting Death Ward on Persephone.
Right. Okay.
Thanks.
Is
What does
that
that do?
So I'll cast something else as well, but it only takes 12 seconds overall. So you gain you touch a creature and grant it a measure of protection from death. The first time the target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends.
Ooh.
If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantaneously without dealing damage, that effect is instead negated against the target and the spell ends.
Nice.
You is protected from death or warded.
Is there,
as case may be.
Yeah.
is there like a gate that I can cinematically run and climb over?
There is a large... Basically put, there is a sort of portcullis gate that goes up about 3 stories.
Can I climb it,
It's a long way up.
please?
You want to climb up 3 stories.
I mean,
I can.
for the cinematic moment, I
can.
really do.
There's a portcullis there and the portcullis is up. I'm just saying you could go through it.
Yes, but the person who's seen movies in me wants to climb it.
Is this because you had the coffee? Is that what that is?
Can I?
Do you want to climb it? Are you sure?
Why do you keep saying that?
Because the gate's open and you could just go in.
Yeah, but I want to climb over it.
Roll an athletics check.
That's cocked. That is a 19.
Cool, you start to scale the wall next to an open portcullis. What's everyone else doing?
Raising an eyebrow.
And spider climbing next to
You're spider climbing next
Sorry.
to... You're spider climbing next to T. Lovely.
Oh, it's so good to get a warm up.
Both T and a Silver hear in their mind, you know the door is open, right?
Yeah, but Aldrin, we've been stuck inside for like 8 hours. Like, I just need to get some height.
Is this being shouted up and down as you climb the wall?
No, telepathically.
Oh, telepathically, sorry.
I mean, I'm probably still moving my mouth because it's weird, but
You hear a sigh as Aldrin casts aid on our 3 frontliners, T, Percy, and Silver. You all gain 5 points to your maximum hit points, and also 5 hit points. So it's not temp. It won't mess up your temp. It just increases your max by 5. Considering people have almost died by 2 before, that might make the difference.
I'll take it.
Can confirm.
Many thanks.
That is an excellent
wait,
idea.
hang on. What you get?
Increase your max hit point by 5.
And then add the 5 to your hit points, so you've still got
cool.
full health.
Amazing.
Right, Trix, Silver, you are climbing the wall, and you will climb on top of the guard tower, of which there are 2 either side of the portcullis. As you climb your way up to the top of the tower, you enter the following scenario. There are 3 guards with flaming logos on their various shields and armor, trying to deal with a couple of shades. They appear to be sort of black shadows that sort of pass through them and swipe at them.
Gonna punch a shade.
Would you like to roll initiative, just the 2 of you?
Sure. I imagine we're just diving in.
Mm-hmm. If you like.
I imagine he's cutting between these two scenes where we're just walking towards towards the high hall, and it's above this chaos is happening.
20 non-natural.
Okay.
21.
Oh. Right.
Throwing shades.
There are 3 shades on the top of the wall, and you have the drop on them because your initiative roll is higher. Trix, what would you like to do as you leap to the top of the
Silver.
wall?
Silver got 20.
Oh, Silver. So what would you like to do as you leap to the top of the wall?
Sorry, I couldn't quite catch that.
What would you like to do as you leap to the top of the wall?
I would like to see this and very coolly flip onto one with my rapier.
Okay, they are shades, so they are incorporeal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that bit.
Flip through
Oh
one.
fuck it, Jeffro's coming out.
Which version of Jethro?
I'm just trying to think what would be the most useful right now. I'm gonna go with a not yet seen version. So I smash my Jeffro statue on the ground and say, Jeffro, I choose you! Swarm! And a swarm of pink fluffy bats flying in the shape of a love heart come out.
It's adorable.
Everything.
Killing with kindness.
Yes.
It is your swarm of bats' turn. What are they going to do?
They are going to make a nuisance of themselves on the shades and try and distract away.
So effectively helping everyone just by fluttering around and being a bit of a nightmare. Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
The Flaming Fist mercenaries just sort of, what the? And then there's a definite surprise as they're suddenly bombarded by pink bats. Any bonus actions?
I don't think I have any, actually.
Cool, okay.
So I'm just going to stand there looking cool and proud of my mini Jeffros.
Awesome. Trix, what are you doing?
I'm going to recklessly punch a shade.
Go for it.
That is a 22.
Yeah.
No, ignore the second one, which is just wall of light damage.
What?
I accidentally rolled wall of light. So that is 13 add 6, which is 19 points of damage.
Cool. They roll a con save because their hit points are below 25 after that punch.
Is it con?
Is it a con save? What was a con
It's
save?
Wisdom.
Oh, it's a wisdom save. Never mind. That's worse. I rolled a 2. So you just leap in, punch shade, and just explodes out to the side. Wisps of light and shadow energy blasting out as you knock one out in one punch.
Amazing. I'm going to punch the other one.
Please do.
That's even better. That's a 27.
Yep. Roll damage.
That's 22 points of damage.
Yep. You blast another one. They roll a wisdom save. 13.
No, also explodes.
You blast through these shades out of the sky, and the Flaming Fist mercenaries just look around and go, what the? See you doing this. And one sort of goes, yeah! And then they all 3 turn around and start attacking the other shades.
Wait, there are more shades?
There's 3. There were 3 up here, but there's only 1 left now, and all 3 of them are now circling around it. You can see that across the wall of the High Hall, there are numerous different groupings of shades or some other kind of shadow creature that appear to all be in some kind of combat with other Flaming Fist mercenaries. As you look down into the courtyard, Aldrin, Percy, Ashra, you walked into the courtyard. You just walked straight in. Do you roll stealth checks as you walk in, or are you just walking straight in?
I think.
Go ahead.
So I was going to say just a tiny thing. Pausing to watch the lovely exploding fireworks up above. Percy will just take Ashra's hand and go, "This might be it. Do try not to die, won't you?"
Always do.
Good.
Sometimes succeed.
That's
You hear in your mind, I'm a cleric. You don't hear that. That was me hopelessly mettering.
Are the 3 of you stepping into the courtyard?
yes.
Oh yeah.
In the court.
Are we trying to be sneaky? Or are we just? I figure we're just trying to get to the place,
Just
right?
get there, yeah.
Yeah.
In the courtyard is another pitched melee, but no pitch monks this time. It is basically all shadow creatures of some description. You see shadow-like hounds, shadow-like bats, shadow-like birds, shadow-like My head said giraffes, so I'm going to go with it. Giraffes, like there are just a lot of different shade-like creatures fighting with a large army of Flaming Fist mercenaries. It appears to be about 20 of them, and this melee is taking up a good third of the courtyard. You're sort of on the edges of it, and you can see it happening. You could get involved, or you could try and sidle around the edge of it.
Could I bonus action shifted, please?
Yes, fine.
Thank you.
What would you like to do, the three of you?
I'll check in with everyone mentally. We should keep moving.
We stop the gloom, we stop all of this.
Yep.
Yes. If we get bogged down in fights, we'll be here for days.
Okay. Can you
Can't see
please,
past, I guess.
in which case, roll me stealth checks. It's not to, like, sneak around the edge of the fight. It's to be unobtrusive and not draw focus.
Guidance on Ashra.
Okay.
Tamor's bless and guard you in the darkness.
Oh, I do still get advantage. I've kept that
Yes, you have.
aspect. Natural 20 for 29, please, Chris.
Yeah, you're sliding around the edge, and where there is fighting gets close to you, you sort of duck away from it and are very carefully avoiding combat.
George, what are you rolling?
Badly.
George, did you roll a George?
Yeah. It's 8 with guidance already.
Gotcha. Aldrin?
Well, I ain't using a luck point because I got a 14, which I thought was bad.
With a 14, you're also managing to make your way around the edge and not draw too much focus. However, Ash, how do you draw focus?
I think probably just so focused on like staying out of the way of one group, just kind of blunder a little too close to another. Like it's not making a big noise, but it's just like optimizing around one group and missing stragglers at the outskirts.
Cool. Ashra, as you stumble out of one group into another and stumble into a straggler, there is a shade that is just passing through a Flaming Fist mercenary next to you. And as the Flaming Fist mercenary turns to you with a ghast look of horror, you can see that their life force is drained out of them and they collapse to the ground, very much dead. And the shadow that was attacking it sort of floats away with a horrible cackle and floats back into melee, and another shade pulls out of the Flaming Fist body and is going to attack you. Would you like to roll initiative, please?
Yeah, I'll
Percy,
try and blast
Aldrin, if you want, you're welcome to join in this.
Yep.
Oh yeah, now that we need us all together.
Okay.
For sure.
I'm not taking my eyes off Ashra because we were trying to sneak and it's Ashra.
Yeah, well.
Take my eyes off of you. That's a nat 22.
Ooh, 19 for me.
19 for Percy.
You'd be like heaven to touch.
Ash,
11.
11.
25.
Oh, 25.
Yeah.
I think it's 22. It doesn't really matter. It's still ludicrously high.
Plus 5 to my dex because I am a machine.
All right. Ashra, the shade is going to pour through you and try and attack you.
Go for it. by all means.
That is a non-natural 20.
That will hit. I'm not going to shield it.
Okay.
Yeah. I know what time it is.
You take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Yep.
Your strength is reduced by 4.
Oh no. I mean, that's actually quite bad, but...
Quite bad.
Still.
Bad if it gets you down to 0.
5 points of necrotic damage. My strength is now 5.
Oh no.
The shade takes 25 points of
Yeah, the shade
combat.
just passes through you, and I think as it passes through you and you get its effect, just it appears on the side of you, crystallizes and hits the deck and shatters. Like it passes through and becomes ice and breaks and dies.
I try to style it out, but I am definitely like sagging a bit from the, not from the damage, but from the strength loss.
What did I just say?
2 points of useful intel gathering. 1, they're multiplying by killing the mercenaries and presumably others, and 2, they will sap you physically.
3, you are a nitwit.
I handled it. Gestures at the shards of incorporeal ice.
I mean, the ice is sort of melting and sort of like little bits of necrotic energy phase out of them slightly.
Let's keep going. And Ash, do you want to maybe stand in between me and Aldrin, maybe?
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
Good.
What that sounds like to me is a stealth check with advantage.
Hey, I will do that, and maybe I'll do a better job. Who can say?
Guidance.
You're not going to believe
For
this.
fuck's sake.
No.
Advantage. I rolled a natural 1.
No.
And a natural 1. I'm going to roll the d4.
That's George.
The default is a sarcastic 3, which is as high as my entire d20 roll advantage was, so...
Ash, how do you not be unobtrusive?
I think I'm just like not used to the massive. Like, I don't carry a lot of stuff, but I'm just like carrying myself awkwardly, like dragging my feet and back, like just making too much noise. I'm possibly tripping on some of the fallen bodies, for example, like that kind of thing, where it's just haven't adjusted yet to this gravity.
Sudden weight of everything.
Yeah.
Trix, Silver, from the roof, if you lean over the side and look down, you can see Percy, Aldrin, and Asher trying to make their way through the courtyard, which is a fracas, and clearly struggling to get past the big old mess. What would you like to do?
Some more than others.
It's mostly Ash.
Are we like, is it our turns or what?
It is effectively the two of yours' turn now, yes.
I mean, I turn to Silver and I make an indication that indicates that I'm about to jump off this wall.
Okay. That's nice.
Do you jump off the wall?
Yeah.
Okay, you haven't got anything to stop falling damage?
No, but it's faster.
Okay, you leap off the wall. You take 8 points of damage as you land on the ground. Are you trying to land in front of them, behind them? What are you trying to do?
Well, I mean, presumably that takes very little of my movement.
Falling is technically counts as part of movement, but please continue. Tell me what you want to do.
How much movement?
What do you want to do?
I mean, I'd like to get to them.
Mm-hmm. And?
I don't know, pick up Ashra?
Interesting.
Sling her over my shoulder?
Well, see, that's not going to make me... I mean, if that's going to be more stealthy, then by
It
all
might
means.
be faster.
It's not more stealthy, it's probably faster.
Speed isn't the issue.
I can probably run through these people.
Are you running through and encouraging everyone to just run and not get caught up by running, not being stealthy?
I was gonna run, pick up Ashra and run.
Okay.
Again, it's only really like speed is not the problem as much as just like stealth. Like that, like I can still move. I can move.
Do you want to help Ashra move faster effectively?
I mean, if I can do that, I have 40 feet of movement at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. In which case, if Trix lands as a leopard, panther, leopard,
Not
leopard.
at the moment, just in
Shifted
normal
form
form.
and bounds through this mess and sort of sidles around all three of you and running past will help Ashra move through faster.
You know what? Fine, it can't be worse than this.
Aldrin, Percy, are you also running instead of being stealthy?
I would like to fire off
I
a
assume that
cantrip
Silver came
before
with,
I
but
run,
just more
to
sensibly.
We will
try
get
and
to it.
help the people.
What is your
That's
cantrip?
what I'll do. I'm just, I mean, how far away are we, Chris? Presumably about 20 feet or
From the things around you, they're about 10 feet
Yeah.
around you in various fights. They're not currently focused on you, but Ash is drawing focus, and there will be things coming towards you. If you see something,
Reeling from that.
if you see something coming towards you, you could quickly Sacred Flame it and try and make it go away. I'd allow that.
That's what I'm thinking is basically, you know how you sort of see people like firing and then running and then firing. So basically providing covering fire
Okay.
as a way of dissuading anything from coming
It's
after
a
us.
dex save for Sacred Flame, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Right, that
Yes,
shade
yes, it
rolled a
is.
14.
Okay. DC 17.
Yeah, cool. Roll me the damage.
Awesome. Whew. 23.
Yeah, you burn one out of the sky and it just again evaporates in as you go. You're taking these out quite quickly.
Be at peace, tortured soul.
But that is enough, plus the dodging and the ducking and people using their actions to be able to move through this space without drawing any more attention, mostly out of things being scared of you. Percy, you are faster than everyone else. Are you running ahead?
No, someone has just picked up my partner and started pulling her through a battlefield. I am meat shielding Ashura as much as I possibly can, so covering her back completely.
Sure, no problem. Then you're running with Trix at Trix's speed. That is fine. So you're all able to move through quite quickly.
Did Silver come with? 'Cause,
Wait for it. Silver, as this happens, you can see everyone is moving and running. What would you like to do?
I would like to send my mini Jeffros to cause a distraction on the opposite side of the place.
You,
And then-
if you want, your mini Jeffros can fly down and through where your friends are running, drawing focus literally away from them as they pass through the fight and the various shades. It's a cool image.
Yes.
Definitely.
Definitely. Still in heart formation, of course.
Absolutely.
But, yeah. And then, on top of the wall, are they like following the wall round?
The wall surrounds the high hall, but it does so at there's about a 50-foot gap between the wall and the hall itself, and there is a further sort of castle structure at the back behind the hall.
Okay, so there isn't like a way I can stay on top and just kind of keep an aerial view.
No, not. You could, but if you stayed on the wall has also got loads of fighting on it, so you would be caught up in various melees if you did that.
Not if I ran on the side of it.
Not if you ran on the side of it. Do you spider climb down and just run up the side of the wall? Very cool. Yep, totally fine with that. You can keep abreast with them as they move around towards the front door of the high hall. You'll eventually have to come down and join them, but you can stay out of things.
I'm keeping an eye for any nasty surprises or anything like
that. Okay, roll me a dexterity saving throw while you're doing this. Let's have one cool.
22.
Yeah. As you are running, there is a point where a shade pours out of the wall in front of you. What cool move do you do to stay running on the wall but still avoid it?
Ooh, I would like to... Basically, the wall is just like... It's as if I'm running on the ground now. So I'm actually going to do... with my incredible acrobatic abilities in something that I don't think is actually possible, I am going to do a flip as if I'm just on the floor normally, just a little front somersault and just keep going.
Awesome. Yeah, it looks amazing as you do, and you're staying abreast as everyone. You can get your way out of melee. I think all of those things you are doing are enough to avoid any more serious trouble. You get around the front of the high hall. The fighting is concentrated around the right-hand side, which is near where the gate is, but the front door is hanging slightly ajar, and there isn't as much fighting here. You could easily make your way inside if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's where we're going.
Okay, do you all just move straight inside? Do you take a second? Do you take a minute to compose yourselves, or you just run straight in?
You can put me down now, Trix. It's fine.
Nope.
If someone asks to be put down, you put them down, Trix. That's just sort of a rule.
Ashley does look a lot better than she did a second ago.
I mean, are you going to stand up now?
I was standing up before. I just haven't.
You were falling over a lot of things and making a lot of noise there. I'll put you down, but assess you to make sure that you're actually not falling over things.
I'll give you my coldest expression. I have adjusted now, assuming I don't have to make any dice rolls in the next 60 years or so.
Looking inside the doorway as you're all standing outside the front of it, the fighting is pretty much all around you, but you're in a lull of it because it's not near the door. It is dark inside, and those of you with dark vision cast, you can't, or with natural dark vision ability, you can't see through it. What would you like to do?
Sorry, could you say that? So with what we can't see through it with dark vision?
Magical darkness.
Magical darkness. None of you can see through it. None of you are warlocks with Eldritch Sight, or whatever it's called.
So there's magical darkness ahead of us, right?
Magical darkness ahead of you.
Alright, I cast daylight on my shield.
Excellent. You cast daylight on your shield, and do you sort of front line and walk through at the front?
Oh yeah. This is Aldrin. I am returned.
Love it.
I'm gonna
I'm also, if I've got another 6 seconds, for an action before I stride through.
Please.
This will give away the subclass if people haven't guessed it already with the fact I keep saying peace. Emboldening Bond. That is going to go.
It's really
Emboldening
good.
Bond. As an action, you choose up to 4 willing creatures within 30 feet of you, which is going to be everybody but Ashra, I'm afraid, because I'm presuming Ashra's going to be behind. And for 10 minutes, until I can use it again, while any bonded creature is within 30 feet of another, once per turn, they can roll a d4 and add it to an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw they make.
really good.
Furthermore, a protective bond applies, so bear this in mind, everybody. When a creature affected by your emboldening bond feature is about to take damage, a second bonded creature within 30 feet of the first can use its reaction to teleport to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the first creature. The second creature then takes all the damage instead.
Ooh, that's nice.
That's really good.
Okay.
And that's
Reaction.
all of us apart from Ashra.
Yeah, because I can only do up to 4, and I probably need to keep concentration on stuff.
Yeah, I don't need the mobility either, so...
And it's a d4 every turn.
Yeah, and it stacks with Bless.
It does stack with Bless, that is true.
So just to clarify, once you've used that on your turn, if things happen outside of your turn?
You can use a reaction if you still got the reaction to go to teleport to somebody else and take the damage.
Specifically on the D4, like if you made an attack not on your turn,
Yeah, that's fine.
you could use it again.
Yeah.
Okay. And saving throws outside of your turn?
Same, yeah.
Okay, great. Cool, thank you.
Yeah, it's just once per until your next from one turn to the next turn. I think you can use it once. Is that right, Chris?
It's like sneak attack. As rogues can sneak attack more than once per round, but only once per turn.
That's right.
So in other words, you attack it to one attack roll if you're attacking not all of them. But if you're rolling a saving throw not on your turn, that's perfectly fine. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is new to me as well.
It's really good. I've played it once and it was my favourite thing ever. Cool.
I'm gonna like almost like bodyguard level shoulder to shoulder with Aldrin, or if there's not room, then like slightly behind, but like it is not normal for Aldrin to be in front, and I'm slightly concerned about him.
Well, Aldrin, describe how your emboldening bond looks.
So essentially, much in the same way that the telepathy created this sort of warm ASMR-like sensation in the mind, there's this whole sort of suffusion and this moment of just peace and calm and serenity, which then spreads, and as it dissipates and leaves you, you're left with this feeling that the mental bond has been in some way solidified, and that almost like on the astral plane, you can feel these sort of silver threads reaching between each, and this sort of everything that antagonized you about other people in the party, it becomes less important, and everything that made you feel closer to people becomes more important. I mean, that will fade, but in that particular moment, that is what exists. That's the feeling that you have.
Okay, if the two of you are stepping ahead and Aldrin's casting daylight on his shield, I'll describe that in a sec. Silver, Percy, how are you? Are you entering behind? Are you waiting? What are you doing?
Silver, you ready for this? It's going to be lots of your family, maybe.
Yep, 1 second. Jeffrey, return! Okay.
There's like a sort of bat, like a vacuum cleaner, just back into the thing, and then it stops.
Just mentally be like, by the way, Jethro Swarm is awesome.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god, I just realised Jeffro is really useful in magical darkness because he has echolocation.
That's amazing.
I mean, the magical darkness is about to go, but yes.
Future reference.
If the five of you are stepping in as a group, then I will narrate this. Aldrin casting daylight on the shield pierces through the magical darkness and dispels a lot of it. Not all of it. There is a point at the back of the hall you are stepping into. The hall is not one building, one big hall in the center. There are lots of smaller things, but the entrance hall you've stepped into, the magical darkness is dispelled from it in a wave out of Aldrin's shield as he steps into the space, tricks cheek by jowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I planned this encounter, and I'm just going to say it. 4 vampire spawn, just leaning back, holding their eyes in pain. It's not sunlight, so they don't take radiant damage from the daylight spell, but they are all certainly, well, they thought they had a bit more sneaky time. Can everyone please roll initiative?
Sure can.
Yes.
Thank you.
Do
I have to?
Percy,
Yes, George.
You asked if I was ready. Oh, hell yeah, I'm ready.
Shout them out, please.
Dice roller. Well, that's back to me. Okay, that's fine.
11 for tricks.
12.
19.
19, 12. 21.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Very nice, everyone. Thank you. Right. Aldrin, you are going first, stepping into this room. There are these 4 vampires ahead of you. 2 of them are about 30 feet away, 2 of them are about 60 feet away. This hall is quite tall, about 50 feet high, and there is an arched Gothic ceiling because of the genre that we're in. There are doorways leading off from the side under a small alcove space, but in front of you there is another doorway leading into the main part of the high hall, you can presume, and your daylight spell is not piercing it, much like the gloom effects you've experienced before. You can probably put 2 and 2 together.
It's looking a bit gloomy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Similar. Yeah. I've seen this before. Mm-hmm. Holding aloft the symbol of McHoliness.
Still time war.
Yeah, it will glow with radiant light, and I'm going to bless everybody. It would cast Bless as a 2nd level spell. Everybody is blessed. And then just sort of striding forward, holding the shield aloft and the symbol aloft in the other hand. So this beacon of light with these resplendent white and gold robes of Timora. Just walking slowly, like that sort of slow-mo walk, looking around at everybody. We got this.
Great.
I'd ask you to surrender, but I know you won't.
Now, just to be clear, everyone has Bless, which means you can all add a D4 to all attack rolls.
Do you
saving.
include me in Bless? What level did you cast that?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Second. So yeah.
That's 4. Who's missing? Because that's 4.
Is it 4?
Yeah,
that's
three.
right.
Three base, and you're fine to leave me off if you need to, because I'm less likely to roll attack rolls and stuff. But
Sure. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna conserve some spell slots for now because attack rolls are probably less.
yeah.
And I know that you like to be hit by things as well.
I don't like it, but it's got some value. It makes sense to leave me mostly because I'm not rolling attack rolls.
Just to confirm,
fine,
David, Bless is attack rolls and saving throws.
Bless is attack rolls and saving throws,
Right.
correct?
Trix, Silver, Aldrin, Persephone. I apologise for this rules bump in advance. You can add a D4 to every attack roll you make on one of your attacks per turn. You can also add another D4 because of the emboldening bond. You can add a D4 to your saving throws, and you can also add another D4 to your saving throws. On ability checks, you can only add the D4 for your emboldening bond. So far, so good?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Aldrin, that is your action. What is your bonus action?
My bonus action is doing this.
When you say you're striding into the space, are you walking forward?
Yeah.
How far?
Well, unless I passively perceive anything, I will be moving up to my, let's say, 15 feet.
Sure.
And then just
You're not
staring,
in melee range with any of the vampires.
No.
So, yeah, okay,
just
fine.
staring them down. Yeah.
Absolutely, no problem at all. You step
Glowing.
in, glowing, staring them down. Silver, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
I would like to run into the fray with
Absolutely.
a stake in hand
Yeah, go for it.
and just kind of go for it.
Absolutely. There are two vampires who they've now managed to sort of cover their eyes from the light, and they're seeing Aldrin. You can see their fangs are bared. They're just furious. You do recognize all 4 of them. They are all members of your coven.
Oh shit!
Not
Are they
personal
nice?
friends. No.
No. Okay, I can just assume they've sided with
Yeah.
the douchebag.
Absolutely.
So that's fine then. That was 29 to hit.
With the stake.
Yep, with the stake.
Cool. You run up to the first one and you stake them. Please describe what happens.
Oh god. So as soon as it enters into their chest, they just freeze in whatever undignified position they were in. I'm just having a quick look at and they are vulnerable to all kinds of attack damage, and they are paralyzed, I believe.
That is correct on all counts. You also do all of your damage you would usually do with a dagger plus your sneak attack.
Yes, I do.
Very dead. They've got to be like.
It is the ultimate vampire killing tool.
Does
the Rooshnir want to take out their
does
father.
the paralysis kick in before the attack? Is it simultaneous, or does the paralysis apply to the attack damage here?
No, it's not a crit.
Paralysis is an auto crit. Yeah, okay.
In her mind, Silver hears, that's not a regular steak. That steak is rare.
Oh. I mean, I was about to throw in Silver well done, but no, it was worse.
Aldrin, the fact that we're telepathic
give him
now does not mean that you
give
can
a
make
mental
bad
high
puns.
Yeah, of course you can.
Fair, that's fair.
Mental high five. Mental
Yes.
fist bump.
You attack and you do the damage on it, and it's paralyzed after the stake attack hits and after all of that. So yeah, it's not an auto crit.
Percy flashes you the anime heart eyes.
That's 31 damage.
Which they take. It's a magical strike, so they take 31 points of damage from the hit, and are just frozen place. There's a very definite sort of expellation of air in this very strange, undignified pose, as you say. Their mate next to them just looks at them and looks at you with a very sort of wide-eyed look. Like they've clearly recognized you, but you don't know them by name. This is just another member of the coven.
Cool.
That is your action. Bonus action?
Are they still kicking? Not literally.
Oh, they're not dead. No, they're not dead. Nowhere near dead.
I do a second attack with my rapier.
Yeah, offhand, that's fine. In which case, it's an auto crit if you hit.
Brilliant.
And you have advantage on the attack roll?
Advantage as well.
Paralysis. Paralysis is like they're it's the worst.
It's the worst one. Okay,
condition
then you have
to be
advantage
in.
on the attack roll, and if you hit, it's automatically crit.
If you
Yes.
attack within 5 feet, yeah.
There we go.
It's brutal. It's amazing.
Right, well, that was 26 to hit, so...
You hit, so you automatically crit. You don't add your sneak attack twice, so you only add it.
Okay, so that's... so not the modifier, so it's 8 of the damage.
8 damage, another 8 damage on top of that. Yeah, they're not dead, but they do look like horrible. You've staked them in the chest. The stake is still there, glowing faintly, and they are paralyzed, and you've just slashed them somewhere. I mean, where do you want to hit them with the rapier?
I would like to go side of the neck.
You've just
Vampire classic.
Yeah, you jam into the side of their neck. There's no blood because vampires, but there's sort of a like it's not good. Definitely
When I do
not
that, can
good.
I turn to the vampire that kind of looked at me and just say, "Remember me, motherfucker"?
Yes, you can. The vampire looks terrified. Percy.
Right. You said when we entered that there was 2 vampires 30 feet away and 2 vampires 60 feet away, right?
That is
Which
correct.
means they're 30 feet away from each other.
So 2 groups of 2, yeah.
Great. So that means I should be able to get all 4 of them in a sphere radius 20 foot, so diameter 40 foot.
Yeah.
Cool. In that case, I am going to spend 3 key points to create. So I'm going to cast Searing Sunburst and hurl an orb of radiant light that explodes. And it would normally do 2d6, but because I have spent 3 key points, it does 8d6 damage.
Fireball.
So they have to make a con save. This could massively backfire because if they succeed, they take no damage. But
1 rolled a 9.
good, 1 fail.
1 rolled a 15.
Oh, that is the target. Does
So they
that
pass.
succeed? Boo.
1 rolled a 14.
Great.
And 1 rolled a 6.
Great. So 3 of them take 8d6 damage.
Do you want to avoid the one that's already paralyzed? I didn't say which one was which. I'll let you choose. It is the obvious one to avoid.
That would be
I'm
very
kind
nice
of
of
on
you,
top of
but
them. Am I included in this?
I can place it anywhere I like within 150 feet. So if Chris allows, I can place it just over.
What I would say is that in avoiding the one that is paralyzed, you've also avoided Silver, so that makes sense. Yeah.
That is very kind of you.
Because it's a new ability and you're still trying to work out how it all fits together, which is fine.
So 8d6.
8d6, and it's radiant damage, so that means their regeneration doesn't work.
Ha 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 is 39 points of damage.
Describe how you do this, what it looks like, and the explosive effect of it, please.
So Percy's still not quite used to this, so I think she has a moment of fist and waiting for the ooze to kick in, and then suddenly she almost relaxes, which is very odd when you're being attacked by 4 vampires, and just has a slight moment. Almost the new Aldrin would probably approve just a slight moment of inner peace, communicating,
Inner peace.
and then no, it's too cheesy to do that. It won't be that. I think in that case it will just be a very gentle. Just one hand comes up and very gently just flicks a little ball, which scuds along quite prettily and then gets to the central point and then into light.
Lovely. All 3 vampires scream in pain. And all... Sorry, Basala, you've done exactly the same amount of damage as Silver did to the other vampires who have got the same level of damage. But yeah, you...
Nice.
Yeah, you bounce this along, and they all take the hit, and all are again screaming in pain. There's blisters on their skin from this radiant energy, which they do not like. One bit. Right, you move forward. How far forward have you moved with your movement?
I have a bonus
Yes, of course you do.
action. I don't have to move at all because I can place that anywhere than 150 feet. However, I'm just working out if I want to play with a new thing as my bonus action or just hit the staked monk.
Can you flurry of blows after a sunburst?
I can, because I can do it on any attack, and I'm sure the sunburst must count as an attack, right?
It's not the attack action.
But it's an attack.
If you don't make
them.
an attack roll, then usually
Capital A on the attack.
That is deeply, deeply upsetting.
I'm sorry.
In that case, yes, I'm taking it very personally, Chris. In that case, nope, that's also a capital A attack. Then I will look really impressed with myself and blow Ashra a kiss as my bonus action.
But you're staying back.
Also look impressed at you.
So Aldrin and Silver are at the front.
I don't like Aldrin being at the front. That's worrying. I might move forward to try and intercept anything that's trying to attack Aldrin.
Aldrin specifically, but Silver's fine.
Silver, she's terrifying. She can take care of herself, right? Aldrin's the one. Yes, Aldrin.
Sure.
I'm 15 feet behind Silver. Silver's like in melee range, right?
That's right.
I will triangulate then. If there is Silver and Aldrin, I will get in a triangle.
Okay.
We got a bond.
The paralyzed one, what can it roll to try and pull the stake out?
I think it's strength. One sec. They must make a DC 20. Oh, I forgot to say that they make a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw against being paralyzed or not.
Well, they have a +0 and they rolled a 4, so it was irrelevant in the first place.
Great. And then they can make a DC 20 strength check.
As an action on their turn, right?
As an action on the turn, yes, to try and remove it.
Well, they're going to try.
Sorry, tiny rules question.
Yeah.
I don't need to retcon just so I know for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make an unarmed strike 1 as a bonus action if I have done?
You have to
attack.
So for any okay, I've never not attacked as my action before. It's very strange.
Yeah, there you go. New class
Cool.
it is. I've rolled a 19.
Wow.
What you see is the one with the stake in his chest just pulls its hands together and seems to sort of like pull through the paralysis, but can't quite reach the stake to pull it out. But it's trying their absolute damnedest to do it.
The worst thing is, this is how your father died.
Oh,
Wow.
Why would you say it? Why would you say that?
No, I'm trying to have a cool moment here. Why would you say that?
Because I'm thinking it.
Right, the 3 remaining vampires are going to... Okay, they really don't like Aldrin because priests suck. They're scared of Silver, but Silver's also left the stake in that vampire, so actually that's less of a problem. And they just got seared with radiant damage, don't like either. 2 are going to go for Percy, and 1 is going to go for Aldrin. Percy, 1 runs up to you and just slashes out wildly with its claws and rolls an 11 to hit you.
That, strangely enough, will miss.
They will then strike out with their claws again. I've rolled a nat 1.
That will also miss.
The second...
when someone else does.
An arrow shoots Asher in the back.
I always knew it would end like this.
The second vampire is also going to try and attack you, Percy. That's better. 23 to hit you.
That does, in fact, hit me.
As you dodge skillfully out of the way of the first one, the second one is going to manage to get around alongside you, and in grabbing you, in attacking you, their claw sinks into your arm, and you are grappled and take 9 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
If somebody did want to teleport to Percy, that would be the option.
Saving mine
would-
to teleport in for
No.
you.
9, I can handle 9 points of damage.
I approve of this.
Right. The vampire makes 2 attacks on its turn, only one of
it's
which
gonna bite.
can be its bite
Oh.
attack. The bite attack can happen to one willing creature or a creature that is grappled by the vampire.
Oh, good. Thanks, Chris. Bring
So
it.
I'll roll rubbish now because I have rolled very poorly. 25!
Can I teleport in for that
me.
one?
Yeah, of course you can.
I will do.
Okay, so Aldrin, describe how the teleport works because it's the first time we've used it.
So essentially, it's being yanked along this this cord as if being pulled by a rope, and then suddenly finding your bearings midway through, and time is moving slowly as you're being pulled along like what's it called, like from the Matrix shit.
Time.
Bullet time, that's it. and suddenly you're just there. Like,
so the vampire grapples Percy and goes in for a bite, and suddenly their claws are almost torn off by this strange pulling of energy. And Percy, you're now back where you were, about 30 feet away from the combat. And Trix, you have appeared, and there's a vampire biting you in the neck.
Yeah, get a mouthful of hair. That's right.
You take 7 points of necrotic damage.
I teleport in. No, sorry.
You would. I think you do remain where you are. I think the person who teleports in is just five feet away, within 5 feet. Of
you don't swap places.
It's not a swap. No, it's not quite as OP as all that.
Okay, then in which case, Percy, you're still there, but the vampire, when trying to bite you, instead bites into Trix's arm instead of your neck. In which case, Trix, you've taken the 7 points of necrotic damage. Your hit point max is reduced by that amount. Mm-hmm. And you take another 2 points of piercing damage. But I think you probably just grin. Because your hit point max was increased by 5.
Yeah, I didn't know how to work this out. Anyway, that's fine.
If your hit point max is increased by 5, your hit point max should be reduced by 2.
I already had more hit... I don't know. It's confusing.
As long as you know what number you've got and you've taken some off, I'm fine with it. Cool. Then in which case, that is the end of that vampire's turn, who looks confused. The fourth vampire is going to run in and attack Aldrin. And reach out with its claw.
Is this the one that was next to Silver?
No, that's the one that's paralyzed.
Oh, I thought there were two right next to each other. My bad.
They're not sort of cheek by jowl. They're around, and they can all move the right amount of distance, so you're fine.
I'm with you.
So, Aldrin, that is a 13 to hit you with the claws.
It does not.
And a natural 20 to hit you with the claws. There we go.
Well, sadly, that will hit whatever I do.
Yep.
I'm gonna teleport in. Aldrin, we need Aldrin to keep us alive, and I missed out on a hit.
I'm blessing people!
So,
Yeah!
Aldrin, as you reach up to block, you block the first one with your shield, and as the second one is going to come underneath, suddenly Percy just zooms in again. Same bullet time style effect, and Percy, you take the... 10 points of slashing damage. It's not bad.
It's fine.
And again, this vampire now has you grappled. Except
Aldrin
and the
still
one
up.
that was grappling you now is not grappling you anymore. You're grappled by the other one, which is just there looking confused. This game, though. Right.
Level characters.
Ash, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
How badly do any of them look? They've all taken like the same amount of damage.
They are all what we would term bloodied.
Is it going to make it another round? Sorry, we'll make up my mind in a second.
Sure.
I'm going
to probably hit two of them, and if they go below 25, they make the...
I'm just going to cantrip one of them. Yeah, I'm not going to waste a spell slot, I don't think. If
very wise, very wise.
I will Firebolt, Mind Sliver. They've got to make a saving throw again. Do they save against your Knuckle Dusters tricks? No?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so I'll pick one of the... in fact, the one grappling Percy is a good target, I guess.
The one grappling Percy is nowhere near Trix because Percy teleported.
No, 5 feet
okay, I'll pick
next to. We're all in a clump now.
That's true, yeah.
I teleported to Aldrin, who was next to Percy.
You teleported to Percy.
The Benny Hill theme plays.
You teleported to Percy. Percy teleported to Aldrin. That one's 15 feet away from Trix.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm going to kill the one that's next to me, and then I'm going to go to get the other one.
I'm going to target the one attacking Persephone with Mind Sliver, so it needs to make an intelligence saving throw.
I rolled a 6.
That's not good enough.
Didn't think it would be.
That's actually decent damage. It's 13 points of psychic damage, and it takes a D4 off its next saving throw.
Gotcha. Okay. That one, as it's grappling, trying to grab hold of one and grabs hold of another and looks confused, suddenly, and a sort of gout of strange sort of grey dust sort of pours out of its nose where it would have a nosebleed. Good.
Okay.
Trix, it is your turn.
I will recklessly attack the one in front of me.
It's currently not grappling you, it's grappling the air and looking confused.
Wow, that was bad. I will use both my D4s.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings it to a non-natural 20.
Well, that hits, yes. Don't forget you can use that one of those D4s you can use on everything.
Bring peace to them, T.
Bring
26 points of damage.
26 points of damage.
Is it-
I have to roll a wisdom saving
Yes,
throw.
please.
It's a 5.
It explodes.
Describe how you want this one to blow up. What's the visual?
I mean, I just want it to explode into dust.
Do you just roundhouse
I don't know what
it?
you want more from me, Chris.
You
I
just
just want...
roundhouse it as it's there looking
No,
at you.
there's no technique in this.
Okay.
It's just pure fist force.
Pure fist force turns them into pure dust.
And then I'm going to run over to the one that's grappling Percy.
Or biting.
That'll be a natural 20.
Well, it's dead.
I'm just going to roll it, just for my my personal piece of... Come on, D&D Beyond. Well, that's a... One was a 1.
We had paladin maths, now we have warlock maths.
Warlock maths. Top of that player level.
27 points of damage.
Cool, it's not dead.
But is it below 25?
Yeah, considerably.
And it gets a minus...
Saving throw.
Hang on. It gets a what minus what to its saving throw?
A minus D4 to its saving
Minus
throw.
D4 to its saving throw. Okay. Yeah, I thought it might happen. It rolls a -2.
I kind of just want to punch its head behind where it's grappling Percy and then for it to explode.
Cool. Percy, what's grappling? You look up and it just explodes out, and the dust sort of dusts around you, and it is gone.
Where were the other two? Are they near my friends?
One of them was next to you as you ran away and should have taken an attack of opportunity.
Oh.
Which I'm going to do post hoc with advantage because you were reckless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does an
Just coughing
11
up dust
hit
at this
you?
point.
No, an 11 will not hit me.
Cool, well it didn't. That's where the other one is you
How
ran
does
away
it feel
from.
being me, Chris? How does it feel?
I can't...
Going to kill you.
I can't get back to Silver, can I?
15 feet. You could potentially get back to Silver. Yes, you're 40 feet of movement. You're quite fast.
I will go back to Silver.
That's fine. Then you're in a clump with Silver and the two vampires, one paralyzed, one not, one looking very scared. Lovely. Top of the round. I know we're very close to the break, but we're also very close to the end of this combat, so I'm going to just run it on and then we'll take a break then. Thank you, audience. Much appreciated. Aldrin.
With the fights we're going into, I may never have the chance to use this spell again. Am I correct in thinking that the vampire, what got like staked and that, isn't resistant to anything anymore?
It is not resistant to anything anymore.
All right. I'd like to make a wisdom 7 throw, please.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Toll of the Dead.
It rolls an 8.
Oh, that means I hit with Toll of the Dead.
And it's not resistant. It's not resistant to necrotic damage as it usually would be.
That's a nice counter damage roll.
Yeah.
That is. Oh, it's 3 of them. Sorry.
And don't forget, it's vulnerable, so it's doubled.
Oh. Okay, cool. Well, this will be the biggest damage roll I ever have. Amazing. That is... So I double the damage, right?
You double the damage because it is...
64.
What?
Cantrip. Yeah.
3d12 plus 5 was 27.
Oh, and you add the 5 because you've
Plus the
swapped it
5.
out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is beautiful.
Describe how
I know how it feels to be one of you!
Describe the death. My goodness.
This just fills with this red necrotic energy that spreads through its veins until suddenly it just reaches the head and then just...
Oh. Falls to the ground. Stake still in it. You can take it out, Silver. It's fine.
Right. Up against us was a mistake. Aldrin dies.
Aldrin dies from T punching Aldrin.
Psychic booing.
Bonus,
no one's going to use that teleport
Aldrin?
anymore.
Bonus action?
Bonus action. I mean, there's only one left, right?
There's only one left and it looks terrified.
I don't think I need to use a bonus action, just because I can, and I'll probably use it anyway. I'm going to use my Channel Divinity to regain a 2nd level spell slot.
Sure, go for it.
I might as well do that now.
Yep.
So it's like, Tamora, I did some damage!
Yes, I can see that, Aldrin. Right. Silver, it is your turn.
So there's only one left, right?
Yep.
Okay, so with my newly available steak, I would like to go and... Well, he ordered steak.
If
So
you pick it up out of the body, you can pull it out relatively easily because for you it's not a problem at all, and then you can just get right in there with the steak on the other one. Go for it.
And I'm also using Whales of the Grave when this is done. So. Okay, that is 26 to hit.
They are also staked. Are you also staking them in the chest? Are you also staking them in the... Is there a different visual aesthetic for this one?
I feel like if they were turned away slightly, I've kind of gone up through the ribs a little bit.
Oh, lovely. So you've gone in, got them from the side. Lovely.
Yeah.
They look sort of, and again, frozen, paralyzed in front. That look of terror now on their face. Forever. Roll the damage.
Okay, so it's 66 and a d4 for that, and then it's also another 3d6 for necrotic, which they're no longer...
Which they are... Ooh, no, you've done the attack. This is the starting attack. Is the 3d6 a separate thing that happens afterwards, or is it part of the attack?
It's part of the attack.
Then
It's
they
just
would
like
still
an
be resistant to
accompanying
it.
Save your whales and save your... If you attack them again, you can save your sneak attack and your whales for the one where they'll be
I mean, honestly,
auto-critted
yeah,
and vulnerable.
you should do the d4 of damage to it with the
it's gonna be so much
stake,
damage.
and then auto crit on the crit, because that will just annihilate anything.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. So it's just regular attack, and then I get the stuff.
Exactly.
Because you'll have it, unless you miss on an advantage attack. That's,
Very unlikely.
yeah.
Unless you're
Name's
George.
But with Bless and the option for D4,
George could
even
still do
I
it.
would find a way. Yeah.
Only if you've got
Still
skeletons
add-
there.
Do I still add the bonus to this attack?
Yes, because this is your main hand attack.
Okay, cool. That's 7 piercing damage. On
You
the
do
stake.
7 piercing damage to them, and they freeze up, and you can then use your rapier and Whales of the Grave to just go to town. Please note, roll your attack roll. It is an auto crit when you roll it, which means you double the dice. They're also vulnerable to the damage, so it means you're quadrupling all of it.
Okay, I'm going to give you the base number and get you to do the maths.
Fine by me.
Oh, did I get sneak? I've forgotten.
You
now.
get sneak attack on this attack as well,
Okay.
so you're doing your weapon attack, sneak attack, and Whales of the Grave.
Yeah, because I'm standing next to you, so
Okay.
within 5
Pretty
feet.
sure it adds up to dead.
I want to see it if this breaks the damage record. That's what I'm looking for. I want them to break the damage record.
This could be the one.
Well, it's 25 to hit, just saying that.
It's absolutely hit, and it's a crit and all that. That's done.
Okay, so...
What is the damage record? He rolled
It's-
193 or something. Didn't he?
It's Anastasia who cast Firestorm inside a mimic.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
It was like 700. Like, no
It
one's...
wasn't that much.
It was ridiculous.
I've got it on my computer. I can find out.
It's also
We'll go for-
irrelevant. Like,
Single target record.
Okay, that's 44 base damage.
176.
Yep.
176 points of damage.
That's so good.
How would you like to completely annihilate this vampire?
Oh god, permission to do it in a gory fashion?
Granted. Everyone else
I've
okay with it?
gone up through the ribs, they're getting cleaved from skull downwards. Just a little...
with a rapier?
Yes, it's messy.
As you hacksaw your way through the vampire, there's no blood, and they're just misting as they go. It's brutal and unpleasant and a lot. I'm afraid that doesn't beat the all-time damage record, which is 370. But close.
It was still.
Something that doesn't expend any resources whatsoever. That is astonishing.
And no one was buffing you. You just did that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
As this vampire it screeches in pain and vanishes into dust again, the stake clattering to the floor. You hear shouts and movement from inside the gloom darkness up ahead. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Yo.
What happens next? Find out in 5-10 minutes. Thank you. And welcome back, everyone. So, the party had just dispatched some vampires in the front hall of the high hall. See what I did there? And there's a big fight happening outside between Flaming Fist mercenaries. I should have mentioned at some point, during that fighting, you would have heard at least one person saying, "I serve the Flaming Fist," at least once. Yes, Emma.
How many halls does the high hall have?
Many halls. Well, you don't know, you've never been there, but there is a front hall and there is a gloom at the back, which you're all now standing in front of, where the darkness that Aldrin's daylight shield cannot penetrate, which you've seen before and have some inkling of what that might mean, is extending in front of you through, again, large double doors into what looks like a very large hall, but it's quite hard to see, because it is all dark. You can hear muttering from the inside, many voices talking. What would you like to do?
Can I hear any of the voices and work out what it is they're saying?
Your passive perception is 33, of course you can. What you hear from inside the hall is a religious incantation rite that you, in particular, Aldrin, would recognise as it is the Holy Scripture of Mass.
That sounds bad.
What was that, George?
Is it a one-use thing, the key, or is it a thing that we can try and use on glooms as we find them?
Just roll an Arcana check.
Oops, sorry, I couldn't hear that.
You just need to roll an Arcana check.
As in to find out whether I can do that, or I just need to roll an Arcana check to use the key to do the thing?
To use the key to do the thing.
Oh, well, we can start closing these on the way if it's not going to be time-consuming. We could try and shut off this one if this is not the main source. We can shut this off on our way to clear the path.
You can't see it, so you don't know if you're close enough. It does have a limited range of about 30 feet.
Well, how about I run in there and start making a big old ruckus while you do that?
We still need to locate it well enough. I'd assume that the darkness effect is centered on the gloom, but we won't know for sure until we're in there.
Don't forget that you are seeing some dim light clearing some of this darkness. It doesn't get rid of it, doesn't dispel it, but you do have dim light where you would have bright light inside the gloom. Yes, Evie.
Bro has echolocation.
Jethro has echolocation.
Jethro!
Does give away maybe the element of surprise. To have a squeaky bat.
Your fight was rather. Your fight was rather loud. Your fight was rather loud. So, if there was an element of surprise, you think people probably know that something's amiss, but no one's doing anything about it, and you don't know why.
Jethro.
In which case, we can give Jethro cover to work to locate the focal point, rather than rescue Jethro.
This is the one form of Jethro's that is still mostly black, so he's still a bit stealthy.
Especially
and if we send Ash to try and be really sneaky in the opposite direction, then she'll be a really loud distraction. So
shots fired.
So
he smiles beneficently at you.
We can
which
all
probably isn't a good sign.
Swap in for each other, and the person who has the key, we're just going to leave to take all the damage.
No.
We didn't think this through.
Ash is not going to take damage.
Layers of protection.
Like an onion.
I wouldn't call that protection necessarily, but if you like, layers, certainly.
That's
like
what
a
it
safe
is.
inside a safe inside a safe.
So that you can't get to the flesh of the onion, it's got skin. That's literally
What are you doing?
We're talking about onions, Chris.
Yeah, I got that.
We're good in the room.
Yeah, I think we should go through.
Busy listening to Mascara Rituals getting progressively more panicked. I don't know what everyone else is doing.
I guess the only question is, are we sending Jethro in first, or are we going in whilst Jethro... Are we going in to make a distraction while Jethro sweeps the room?
Oh wait, I didn't think this far ahead.
The chanting gets ominously louder.
I feel like we should
all go in with Jethro out. Jethro
we go together, we work as a team, and we take this thing apart if it stands in our way, because there's a ritual going on, and well, I gotta tell you, it don't sound good.
Yeah, we don't want Jethro to die while Jethro's trying to find the portal, so we distract while Jethro sweeps. Sound good to you, Silver?
I'll cast guidance on Jethro.
Jethro doesn't exist yet.
I choose you.
Once Jethro appears, I'll do that.
Okay, Jethro appears, and are you casting... You're giving Jethro guidance. Okay.
Yeah, because Bless will have dissipated by this point, so yeah.
Sure. So you're all stepping into the space, trying to make as much noise and ruckus as possible in order to
Has
give...
Bless dissipated? It's been 1 minute.
It will have been a minute for sure
It's
while
been
we
a
were sitting
minute.
around.
Yeah, it's been a
because we're out
minute.
of initiative and we've been having a conversation.
Emboldening
stuff.
Bond lasts for 10 minutes?
Yep, that'll still be up.
That's still up.
And daylight is definitely still up, so
Yeah, that's fine.
that's a distraction sorted.
Are you going to charge in, and is Jethro going to sort of sneak in after you?
Sounds good.
Yep,
That's
Great.
hilarious.
In which case, please roll me a stealth check for Jethro with advantage, because there's a distraction.
of course.
And add a D4.
I'm supposed to roll initiative.
No.
Is it a D4? I think it's
It's a D4 for guidance, yes.
Less guidance, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I thought Jeffrey was smarter than he is. I was hoping
Save
he'd be able
they
to-
save the guidance for this.
Jeff, no!
Oh. Okay, so stealth is dex. So that is a 15?
Okay. Jethro in
Oh, with advantage, sorry.
with advantage, yes.
That was still a 15.
Yeah.
Super effective.
Jethro wings in quietly, and the rest of you just charge into the room. As you charge into the room, dim light from... What's the bright light radius on daylight?
60 feet.
Great. So you have dim light for 60 feet, which helps with the describing of the scenario. As you charge into this space, you are basically in a law chambers, is basically the best way to describe this. Very tall, very gothic, very broad, but this space has benches in it in rows that lead down to a front dais, and just on the edge of that dais you can see roughly 10 figures standing. They are all chanting a Mascaran ritual, and there is a body on the floor. They are all standing around it, chanting, some kneeling, some standing, and just on the very, very edge of the light that you have, you can see a figure you've seen a few times before, tall, almost exuding magical darkness with a Mascaran mask and cloak on, although the smaller figures also have the same. They don't have anywhere near the ominous presence that this figure has. They are all standing in this space, chanting. What would you all like
Person
to
on the
do?
floor look like a Bloomridge dandy.
The person on the floor, currently it's quite dim lighting, so hard to see. I'll allow perception checks.
I'm not good at perception.
Aldrin, with your passive, I don't think you ever saw this person in the flesh, so to speak.
18.
Do I know who they are?
Well, Trixie, it's an 18. You were quite close to them. It's Silver's dad.
What?
It's Silver's dad.
Okay. I don't wish to alarm anybody.
As we're charging.
Are you charging, or are you just stepping in?
I think Trix was like 1 foot in the air, and this. I don't wish to alarm anyone. Does anyone else think that looks like Silver's dad?
I think Percy's gone. I think the last thing we said was we were all going to run in, and Percy's used her 60 feet of movement to run in, so I don't think she's here for this conversation.
You'll hear it in your mind.
Yeah.
If you're using telepathy, then sure, I'm going to keep running and be like, oh yeah, cool.
I sort of assumed that we would be using telepathy unless otherwise stated, unless anyone doesn't understand that telepathy is a thing. But obviously, that was just my assumption. If I'm wrong, please correct me and I'll play appropriately. But I just thought it would make sense.
That's fine. I would
Because
assume
we
you're
have
using.
that.
I'd assume you're using telepathy unless otherwise stated. That's fine. It doesn't matter. You made enough noise fighting. Is
for
everyone
sure.
else charging in? I'm not going to have Percy kite up front. If everyone else is charging with Percy as a
Like
group,
a momentary pause, and I'll keep going. But I'm like looking at Silver, like,
I'm stock still for like a couple of seconds, and then I just say, "Oh, massive shit!" And I charge and try and see what's going on.
awesome. As the group of you charge in, I'm presuming that we're rolling initiative. Correct me if I am wrong.
I feel like
I think
that's
so.
the way it's going.
Yep.
Okay, then please do.
Not shit for once.
Oh my! Oh me! Go on then, shout 'em out.
18.
18!
19.
19!
2 identical rolls, but they don't stack, so it's a 15.
15! What was yours? Percy?
25.
24! 25!
Nice.
Hot diggity.
21.
21. These are all still pretty good. Look at that.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay. Silver, as you charge down, Aldrin, I'm going to say that all of you are charging, so Aldrin's 60 foot of light will light up most of this room, but it's all dim and it's not lit up perfectly, just to forewarn you all. Silver, as you are running in and around, you can see these figures standing around a body that looks like your father's, and you can see this priest standing, and they're going to look up and look at you as you start running forward. They will use their first legendary action and will split into 4.
I just had a thought, and if that person is Aradine, I'm going to be so cross with you. So cross with you. So unbelievably cross with you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yep. The High Priest of Mars splits into 4. 4 people spread out. All 4 of them, then 2 of them move off into darkness. One of them is going to move directly towards you, Silver, to blockade against you breaking up the ritual. And the final one is going to step back slightly. I will also give you this, Silver, as you run forward in the 60 feet of light, you can see that this dais at the back, which is clearly where the judge would preside in a court case or similar, the entire top of it is engulfed by a ball of the gloom, which is already very sizable. You're talking about 10, 15 feet across in diameter. Looking up at it, can you roll me a perception check with disadvantage, please?
Disadvantage?
Yeah, because it's dim light, and I don't want to give away the entire game.
Okay, even with disadvantage, that was an 18 on the dice, which is nice.
Yeah.
I get +0 to that, so it's 18.
So I'll give it to you. The dais has above it, it has a viewing platform, which is clearly designed for the well-to-do to watch trials going on. And you just see your sibling lazily leaning on it, looking out at the whole situation.
How far away?
Because of the lighting situation, they are about 60 feet up at an angle. And yes, these
Wonderful.
4... This High Priest of Mask has now split into 4, and there are multiples of them spreading around.
Okay. I am going to... And I can just see, like, it's a bit closer. It still looks like my dad, right?
Very much so.
Okay. So this guy's in my way. I'm just going to try and take them out, not really fully realizing that they've split into 4. Mm-hmm. Because of the amount of shit going on in this room.
So you're going to attack them as you go past?
Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, it was a natural 20.
Nice.
It's an illusion. You pass through it.
Wasted.
Improved duplicity. It's nasty.
And I keep going towards the mask people?
Sure. You will make your way... Do you want to disrupt the ritual?
Yes.
How are you doing that?
I would like to tackle one to the ground. Literally.
You've used your action to attack.
I could shout something distracting.
Would be an action as well if you want to use an ability score. You could offhand strike and try and stab one of them.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Sorry, I just completely blanked on
No,
things.
totally fine. Go for it. Offhand strike.
Okay, that is 28 to hit.
And you sneak attack and all the rest of it. Off you go.
Is there someone within range, or is this a stealth from stealth?
Oh, it's not from stealth. It's not a sneak attack. Sorry, no one in range. It's just a normal attack.
Can I still
Unless
use Wales
Percy
of the
was already
Grave?
there.
You can still use Wells of the Grave.
I will use Wales of the Grave.
Okay, separate the damage out for me.
Okay.
That was a well orchestrated attack.
Oh, God. It's just, you're on it today.
Never gonna die.
on something.
So that was 14 of the stabby damage.
Yep.
And then 13 necrotic.
Nice.
as you strike out, you slash into their back. They need to make a con save. Oh, which they just pass. Good. But you slash at them. As you try and draw necrotic energy into them, it flows away from where you would usually draw it. It is pulled out and spirals back up and into the gloom, absorbed into it completely.
Bugger.
Right. You're standing amongst them trying to disrupt the ritual. Percy.
Hello. I saw the High Priest split into 4, and then I saw Silver boof through one of them. Mm-hmm. From that, can I tell which one is the real one?
No. You can tell it's not the one that she boofed through.
In that case, I'll get up there and punch as many times as I can to disrupt the ritual. I will get... I'm not used to range attacks. When does disadvantage kick in? How close can I get?
You can be all the way up to melee without being directly in melee. So you could be, say, there could be a 5-foot gap between you and you could still be doing ranged attacks. It doesn't matter. So you can still be in the thick of it, just, if you're running next to someone, punch the one 10 feet over there.
Cool. I will... Which Mascaran looks closest to killing Silver's father? Is there one with a ceremonial knife over his face?
Sorry, just in case there was any misconstrued, the body on the floor, they're not interfering with the body on the floor. They appear to be standing around it and chanting.
Oh, then I will go for one of them.
That's fine. Do you want to go for the one that Silver went for, or do you want to go for a different one?
I'll go for a different one. Cool. Silver does beautifully on her own. She doesn't need someone else cleaning off after her.
As you run into melee and start swinging around, are you sort of like standing in the middle and hitting out at some of them? Are you moving through? Because you've got mobile, so if you hit something, you can move past and around it.
Yes, but aren't they all really close together? So I can't run through like 3 of them because I'd get attacks of opportunity from anyone I hadn't hit.
You have mobile. I mean, if you aim for the ones that you're going to be running past, you have mobile and they won't be able to attack.
Yes, but I might want to stack all my damage on one.
Mm-hmm. Then in which case, running around the edge and pick one and just...
Great. And I'm not going to go for a little jog around the edge till I find one I like the look of. I will go for the closest.
Fine. No problem.
And I guess as soon as I'm 30 feet out, I will send off my first ranged radiant attack and then just keep closing the distance.
Yeah, fine. No problem. Attack. That's fine.
So, again, I have forgotten that all of the last combat you should have been rolling with disadvantage to hit me. Never mind.
Sorry, yes, I'll make a note for myself. I should remember these things.
However, I have anti-Georged.
You've Rebecca.
What have we got?
2 natural 20s for those first 2 attacks.
Yeah, fine.
So that's 29 to hit, Chris.
I mean, yes.
It's 2d8 plus 5. 6, so 16 points damage.
6.
Oh, so hang on, it was 6 on the dice, 12, 22 points of damage.
22 points of damage. You punch one extremely hard. It he sort of staggers to his knees and is going to roll a con save to try and maintain the ritual. Rolls a 4. The Mascaran, this is clearly quite a hefty hit, and as they stumble forward and as the chant stops from one of them, the others try and keep it up. You have no idea if that's enough, but you seem to be disrupting the ritual.
Cool. As a bonus action, I will spend a key point to use Flurry of Blows, and I will do the same thing again to the person next to them. Mm-hmm. See if I can disrupt more people. Let's see if I can do a double anti-dodge. I can't. One of those is an 18 to hit, and the other one's 28.
Both of those hit, yes.
Oh, great. So another... Oh, that's much better on the die. 13. That's more than the crits, because I rolled much better on the damage die, so that's 23.
It happens with monks.
23 to hit. No, 23 points of damage.
23 points of damage. So yeah, the con save as well. That's better. It's a 16. Despite being almost entirely dead, they managed to hold on.
Actually, could they make another con save, please?
Do you get to stunning strike at range with this now?
Oh, no, I don't. I don't do that. That's fine.
Okay. Cool. In which case you have run around and you have hit two of them quite heavily, and one of them has now stopped casting. Right. Tricks.
Clump of people doing ritual.
Yep.
Various bigger priests. What are the distances? Because how far away are we from all of these things?
30. 60 feet of light would have got you to like upstairs and be able to see things. So 30 feet ahead of you is the ritual.
Could I run to where the big priest is?
There are 4 of them. One Silver ran through and is clearly an illusion, but there are 3 others.
But can I get to them and still have stuff?
You can get to one of the illusions and still have stuff. Also, you can't see 2 of them disappear into the darkness. They've run to the corners of the room.
If I go to that one, am I then out of movement?
Yes.
Will I be near anything else?
That one is still standing with the other Priests of Mask.
I'll go and whack that one so that we know that it's an illusion, because that one's clearly an illusion, because you wouldn't stand near all your friends.
Or it could be a very elaborate double bluff.
I will bonus action rage.
Sure.
Because it feels like time. Mm-hmm. So I will bonus action rage. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go full leopard. I'm going to stay half leopard.
That's
and fine. I will waste an attack punching this illusion.
Make an attack roll.
That is a 22.
You hit them. It was an elaborate double bluff.
Wait, it's a real one?
It's a real one. It's an elaborate double bluff.
Oh, I will smite.
Sure, go for it.
Oh, Eldritch Smite.
Nice.
Oh, it's the real one.
Nice.
Frustration is high.
Are they undead? It seems unlikely, but you know.
Of course they're not undead.
I thought can I have attacked recklessly?
No, because you only rolled one attack roll.
But I could now roll another one.
All right, yeah, that's fine.
Church of Mask has an undead internship program at its early stages.
Church of Moss doesn't have much truck with undead.
No.
Evil darkness, yes. Undead, not so much.
That is 46 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
They are now prone.
Yes, they stumble back with an oof and collapse back against the dais with you over them. At the end of your turn...
No, I will attack them again.
Oh, okay.
With smartage.
I mean, I had advantage anyway, it doesn't matter.
Double smartage.
That's another 22 to hit.
Nice.
The first one I didn't... No. Go for it.
I can't smite on this one.
Yep.
However, that's another 19 points of damage.
Sure. At the end of your turn, they will use 2 legendary actions to cast a spell.
They're not a fiend, are they?
No.
Okay, just checking.
What does the spell look like?
It looks bad.
I'm going to cast Counterspell. So, yep. Counterspell. Let's do this. Do I have to make a roll?
I am just checking. If you have to. Not sure what level this is, and I didn't upcast it. No, you don't.
Sweet. No.
In her head, Ashra hears a nice.
Found him!
In her head, T hears a nice. Sorry, in T's head. Apologise.
Lovely. Right. From the balcony, Larisha's going to look down at this whole situation, laugh quietly to themselves.
It would have been an action to take off the mask, wouldn't it?
Take off the mask? Oh, the mask.
Yeah.
Do you want to take off the mask?
Yeah, I really do.
I mean, do you really want to know?
Yeah, I do.
Do you really want to know?
Yeah, I do.
I'd say as your second attack, you could have torn the mask off.
All right, next time.
No, it was your second attack. I'm saying as part of your second attack, you could have torn the mask off.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Aldrin's dad.
You tear it off. It is a middle-aged woman. You do not recognize her.
Oh, I was very worried.
Right.
There's like a momentary flash through the rage of like...
Lovely.
Probably in everyone's head as well you get, oh, thank God it's not Aradine.
You just have a little. Aww.
Lovely.
Right. LaRouche vanishes from the dais at the top. Right. Trix has run forward. Silver's run forward. Percy's run forward.
Hasn't gone yet.
Neither
like
you
you
or
need
Aldrin has
Mighty
gone
Mo.
yet. Neither you nor Aldrin has gone yet.
Side by side, they faced each other.
Yeah, nothing happens.
No.
That's worse somehow.
Ash, it is your turn.
I have questions. About things.
Sure.
This ritual circle, is it like directly like there's this sort of gloom at the back of the room? Is that implicate like there's this sort of patch of weird extra darkness, very extra?
It's very
And
extra.
in front of that, like in line with that, like is it sort of? It
looks like it's all connected, yes.
Like, yeah. Is Silver's is the body on the floor that resembles Silver's father in any way animate?
No.
Gotta telepathically say this compressed theory. Silver, your father may have been sent into the negative energy plane. This may be an attempt to summon his soul back into another vessel. That's a wild theory. Just putting it on the table. I will start blasting now. I mean, you can respond to that if you want. That's not an implication not to respond.
Okay, nobody disrupt this until we know.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. If it's not, it could be much worse. If it is, it could all be worse anyway.
Can we take the chance for 6 seconds?
What are we gonna do? Ask them if they're summoning Silver's dad back from the negative plane of energy?
It's already been
Yes.
disrupted.
They ain't
Disrupted.
Oh,
good
yeah.
people.
It's already being disrupted, isn't entirely disrupted yet.
Yeah.
Well, makes my decision much harder because I was going to disrupt it more.
Yeah, I apologize, but I will be disrupting it. And I don't mind saying that telepathically because I know these people.
Dead to me.
I mean, why don't
That's
you
really
ask them, Ashra?
You could just ask them.
I don't suppose you're trying to. What's Silver's father's name?
Manzorius.
I don't suppose you're trying to summon Manzorius' spirit back from the negative energy plane, are you?
I mean, the middle-aged woman at the master is just going to look at Trix with a kind of like it's a. The look very much says, "What planet is your friend on?" Like it's just like a no.
Okay, good.
She's her eyes say no.
Okay, good. I'm going to cast synaptics. Well, if I hit the ritual circle lot, can I get them all in a synaptic static? I will try and emit the body in case it is.
You could raise it above the body so as not to impact it and only sort of hit all of them. I would say you could synaptic static the circle. Yeah, I think that's
Cool.
valid. Why not?
Gonna do it. Which means they need to make intelligence saving throws.
No problem.
Is it no problem?
I have no idea.
Feels like it might be a problem.
Okay, we have. I've got to roll 10. We have an 18.
18 passes, actually, yeah.
16.
No.
6.
No.
9.
No.
9. Good lord.
Also not.
Natural 20 for a 26. There it is.
Yep.
Natural 1.
Nope.
How many have I rolled?
No, you're supposed to be
6, I
counting.
Yeah.
Let's just take an average and say like
That
3
was
pass
18,
and the rest
16, lower natural
There's
20
another
and then
17.
1. That's a pass.
Yeah. There's a 19.
That's a pass. That's, yeah.
And a 20. Okay,
Jeez.
so 4.
Are they all knowledge clerics or something?
All passed, yeah.
4 passed. They're smart.
Yep.
Priests and Master smart.
All right. Well, they still take damage. Everybody, well, the failures take 24 points of psychic damage.
Oh my god.
12. And the people who failed, among other things, they have a negative 56 on their concentration checks.
It doesn't matter.
Oh. Kind of thought these people might be crunchier.
You would have thought, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
But yes, of the ones that aren't already hurt, because the ones already hurt have already taken a lot of damage. Are you... Because we didn't specify again. What I will say is to make our lives easier... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them, even the ones that Silver just hit and the ones that Percy hit with Radiance as she went past, there's a horrifying screech of pain as all of them collapse to the floor. The other 3 hold their heads and stumble backwards. They pass the saving throw, but they all look incredibly worse for wear.
I don't get the impression this was the temple at the Church of Masks 18.
I'm just
Probably go
gonna
and find the 18.
look at the person on the front and be
Yes.
like, "Are you the High Priest of Mask?"
Aldrin, it is your turn. What would you
The
like to do?
response to I don't think this is the Church of Masks A team is just, well, I'm standing here right now. Right, okay, a couple of things I might do. The feeling in the room that the ritual is still continuing despite the disruption that we've put in?
No, now that synaptic static, that all of the voices have stopped, the ritual is definitely stopped. The gloom is still active, and this room is still dark. That hasn't changed. But yes, the ritual has very much stopped.
And in terms of how close, are there a clump of mascarans standing together that I could get to?
There are 3 of them left standing.
Within 5 feet of each other, or could I put myself in a position where they're all within 5 feet of me?
Yeah, I'd say you can. Why not?
Cool. Alright, I'll do that. Just staring them down, say, you had the chance to turn away from the unrighteous path, but I'm afraid redemption waits for you in the afterlife. And I'm going to cast my little cantrip. I'm going to cast Word of Radiance.
What's the saving throw?
It's Con 17.
Con 17. Nope. 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 All 3 fail.
Okay, well, in which case, they take 15 points of radiant damage each.
All 3 of them screech and fall to the ground, burned and seared by the radiant energy.
May Tamora have mercy on your souls.
At the end of Aldrin's turn, as a legendary action, Ash, make me a charisma save, because you're the only one left back. Everyone else has run forward.
Sweet, this is gonna go fine.
No, I know.
That's a 22. Hey, it went fine.
What?
Yes,
I rolled a 19
the
on the
one
dice.
time you needed to
The
pull
one
it
time where it
out.
matters.
Yes.
Plus 3, 19 on the dice. Die.
Nice.
Oh,
Chris was so certain. Was so certain.
I was
me
so
too, to be
certain.
fair.
I was so certain.
Oh, thank you, dice. I forgive you.
That was like a DC 20 as well.
Oh, God.
What happens or what doesn't happen?
A voice from behind you says, "You should have taken the chance to be friends, shouldn't you?" This is laced with charm magic.
I see. I just look over my shoulder.
LaRouche is standing very close behind you.
I'm probably not cool enough to be able to pretend like I'm actually charmed. I'll try and move as little as possible to not give away yet that I'm not, but I'm not expecting that to pan out.
Yeah, they can read your heartbeat then. But interesting. Okay, cross that bridge when we get there. Right, the High Priest of Mask. It's having a great day. Really splendid day. It's very much gone their way, this.
Did she answer my question?
Are you the High Priest of Mask?
Yeah.
Oh, she's about to.
Oh, okay.
She's about to. Going to pull out the highest power thing in her arsenal because that's the only thing that's going to save her now.
Leaning over her, looking curious.
Yeah. Right.
You're like a dog that's woken you up in bed and you're like...
The last thing she sees is just...
When your pet is like, come on, it's time to get up. And you're like, go away. It's 4 a.m. What is wrong with you?
It's a dog. It's just excited. Right. Yep.
I have a feeling this is not going to be good.
Okay. 10 10-foot cubes.
That doesn't sound good.
Is this a spell?
Yes, it is.
Are you going to make me say it?
No. Roll it.
Cast counter spell. Which apparently didn't check off the last one. That's the second one. Okay, counter spell. That's a 24. Is it a 14th level spell?
No.
My ward's also back to full charge now because of casting counter spells. I'm not sorry.
I am so proud of you.
She is about to cast a spell and you just nope again.
No.
Which also means it's proof that you're not charmed.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Are you the High Priest of Mask?
Well, I certainly thought so. Good.
Does she stand up or is she still lying there?
I think she's still lying there. I think
Oh, no.
the situation has gotten out of hand. Yeah, she's going to stay there. And I think she will probably just raise her hands.
She's surrendered now.
Right. Okay. Silver, tis your turn.
Okay, can you give me a quick lay of the room? Because I feel like things are getting messy very quickly.
All of the priests of Mask are either incapacitated or dead, and Trix is standing over the high priest. You can't see your sibling.
I am going to go over to T and just kind of... Okay, the douchebag is here. I repeat, the douche is near.
Okay, can we tie up this one and then we can sort out Ladouche?
Yes, we can. I believe I do have rope, but it has to be really, really quick.
You can do it as an action, it's fine.
Cool.
Sure.
Just to check. Do I recognise her?
No.
Okay, excellent. Good.
She again, very nondescript. There's nothing special about her at all. Actually, it's a good point. As you tie her hands, you do notice something. She has 9 fingers.
Is that a thing?
9 fingers keen. We called it.
Runs the guild.
I said that like 5 episodes ago.
Nailed it.
Are you tying her up?
Whispers.
Yeah.
Lovely. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Trix would not get that though.
I will point out that she can cast spells through the illusions, so if she wanted to, she could still cast spells, but...
Not if you tie her thumbs together.
No, yes.
You can. Okay, really?
Yeah, because it's you casting the spell. You cast it through
that's
the
true.
illusion, but you still cast it. Yeah, it's true.
Let's do it.
2020.
Yeah, fine. Do you say anything while you're both there?
Well, has anybody else seen Ladouche?
Yes. Behind me.
What?
Is LaRouche still behind me?
Do you turn around?
I kind of glanced back enough to see them. I'm assuming I can I'm sure I'll turn around. Why not?
They're no longer there.
False alarm. They were here. They tried to put the whammy on me, and they failed. So I assume they have skulked behind the next corner to spring some jolly surprise on us.
Okay, everyone be on high alert for Ladouche. The priest is sorted though. She's just going to lie here.
Excellent.
Are we still in initiative?
Yes.
We are. Okay.
Really though, because my whole kind of thing for this entire time has been trying to bring it into the threat of the Church of Mask, and I mean, sure, give them a chance to redeem themselves, but if this really is the High Cleric, we have a chance to end some serious evil here and now.
I mean, they just put on a mask. They'll just get a different one and put a different mask on.
What is Aldrin's understanding of what the effect would be on the Circle of the Grey Ribbon to take out the leader?
You already have conjecture that they might be trying to resurrect Mask. Yeah. There is a body on the floor of a very powerful creature that could potentially be a very good host.
Basically, from what I understand, like, and obviously I've gone through a bit of a transformation, but I'm trying to work out how strong my belief would be that basically de-lifing this priest would be a good thing for the world.
Well, Peace Cleric, that's the choice you have to make for yourself.
I mean, you can murder this person who's lying here with their arms in the air and is currently not a threat if you want, but I'm not going to.
You could at least knock them out. Less chance they teleport away the minute our back is turned.
That would be
They can't cast spells currently.
They can cast some spells, for example, Dimension Door. Anything that doesn't require their hands.
Gotta say, you all are really selective about when it's okay to murder and when it isn't.
Aldrin, I would be a hypocrite. This person is important to you, and they could carry on wreaking havoc. If you want to kill them, kill them.
I do not want them dead. I want them to face justice. But the second we leave this room, some ally there is going to come. They're going to start all over again. That's my understanding.
Also, every second we deliberate here over some definitely guilty person, the gloom is spreading and killing innocent people. So whatever decision you make, I'm with you, but make it fast.
Can I roll a die?
You can do whatever you like, Dave.
I genuinely don't know what I would do.
I understand.
So, and I'm looking. Alright, I repeatedly cast Sacred Flame until they disappear.
We're still initiative, so...
I will try to repeatedly cast Sacred Flame until they disappear. I will feel incredibly guilty about it. It's another burden to bear. If it happens, it's another thing that I will have to deal with. And I don't want to do it, but it is that great a good thing. It is that I don't think the others realize the threat that we have here, that we would be leaving behind us.
Doesn't sound like anyone's going to stop you. No. Well then.
I'll be crying while I do it.
Well, the thing is, I think it's my turn in initiative next.
It is.
David, this is your call. It's up to you. If Persephone can see on Aldrin's face this decision and how much it will cost him, I will step in and kill her. Because it won't upset me.
Do it. It has to... I'm convinced it has to happen.
Cool.
Whether it does or not, I'm playing that as it is.
Then, Percy, on my turn, I will see your face, see you raise your hand, and just gently put a hand on your shoulder, push you back just a tiny bit. You might want to turn away if this won't be pretty. And then 4 strikes all her neck, trying to just make it as quick and painless as possible.
And these are physical strikes?
Yes.
Cool. Bound, restrained, auto-critting. Should we not roll for this? Should we just say it happens?
I don't mind.
I'm very happy with that, if you are.
Cool. She's dead.
So there is a momentary sort of look in her eyes of, and then...
Telepathically, you'll hear, if the chance comes to reclaim the body and bring it to justice, I will raise the spirit, because this ain't right, but it had to be done.
What's Silver doing? Because there is the body of her father. Again.
Yeah. If there has been time in this turn, I just kind of want to be edging my way over.
It is important we are in initiative for one more thing to happen. So Percy kills the High Priest of Mask, Nine Fingers King. Trix, you're standing next to this. Do you do anything in particular?
I think I would probably also... I think what I want to do is do a sweep of the room, because I'm not convinced that Ladusha's left, and to be honest, that seems like more of a threat than what is happening here. So I think that is what I would do.
Okay, roll me a perception check.
My best skill.
All right. With disadvantage because it's dark.
You can use the ability check as well, the +D4 if you want.
You can. You're still blessed.
Well, that is a natural one.
Never mind. Looking around, it's still very dark in here and you can't quite see anything.
Do you think Ladouche can become invisible?
They seem talented at illusions.
There are many things I can become, and invisible is a bit but one of them. Standing on the balcony, Larisha's back up there. They're sort of standing on the balcony edge, just... Well, wasn't this a fine to-do? Thank you so much, by the way. They all had different plans and agendas, but in the end, all I really needed was this. I'll see you all soon. And they jump into the gloom.
God damn it.
Vanish.
Can you lock it? Can you close the portal?
Yes, if this collapses all of them, that's well and good, but if it doesn't, then they'll just pop back somewhere else.
Even
But
if
it's
not,
worth a
we've
shot.
closed one, right?
It's a start. I mean, not prejudicing what everyone else is doing. If we're out of initiative, I'll go and try and do that. Because
It would be
times will
your turn
essence,
next, but we can be out of initiative at this
I'm
point.
happy for people to declare what other things they're doing, but I assume I'll be doing that, and you can resolve it whenever you want, Chris.
Sure, go for it. Roll me an Arcana check.
Sure. Okie dokie.
Guidance.
There's the 7. Guidance, thank you. That is actually useful. So it's a 16 before the guidance and a 19 with the guidance.
Okay. You step up, take the key, first time you've used it, and push it into reality, and it does sort of pass in. It's a very strange feeling. There is pressure as if there is something there, but there is nothing there. And as you push it in and turn, you're probably expecting like sort of grandioseness or pomposity, but just with a soap bubble pop, the gloom vanishes and the room starts to pass out. The darkness starts to fade away. As you do this, the darkness in this room starts to fade, and the long, tall windows along the side of the building, the dark clouds overhead are starting to also phase out slightly. Almost as if you have broken Gloomsday.
This is like the bit of the movie where you look at how much time's left and there's still like
it's
40
too
minutes and this is, something else is going to happen. Something horrible. Something worse.
Speaking of, can I go over to my father's body?
Please do.
Yeah, I'd like to check him over just in case there's any signs of life.
Well, there shouldn't be a body because he disintegrated when you pulled out the stake.
Yeah, so this is a copy?
Ashra, please fill in what you know about clones.
The scroll we found in your family's home is a powerful ability to magically grow a clone of a physical body to which the soul can then be shunted in the event of one's death. It's a costly and magically intense and very uncommon practice, but given your father was in some way looking into this or had access to it, it stands to reason he may have had one or more of these. It could be one of these that was retrieved by Mascarans or by LaRouche, or I'm not sure. It's possible he may have had multiple clones, because if he was killed and he had a clone extant, I do not know why he would not be there now.
Does that mean there might be a way to actually get my dad back, or is it just his body around?
I'll have to look a little closer. My understanding of the spell as typically used is that at the moment of death, one's life force is transported to the new body directly. If that has not happened here, I do not know if we can trigger the process again, but I'll see what I can find out.
Wait, so that Sorry, we were talking about hypothetically the other day, but there's an actual real chance that he's not dead.
I don't want to get your hopes up, but if he was, it seems he was powerful enough to have had access to this, then if this clone is not, if he is not in this clone now, their only hope is if he had others, more than one, as contingencies, which if he was paranoid and wealthy enough, maybe. But I don't know.
How do we find out
I'll see that. Yeah.
he's in this clone? Because is he unconscious?
Not breathing. Appears to be a dead
Yeah,
body.
but undead people don't breathe.
Yeah, both of those.
It is completely inanimate.
Okay.
No life essence at all.
There were other spells. What were the other spells? There were more scrolls.
There was a
you
spell
looked at
for
them.
a more short-term jumping of one's soul from one's own body to another, but more like a possession. Again, if his soul is still contained somewhere, it is possible it might be possible to restore it to this form with a suitable vessel, but I do not know how we even begin to search for him.
Okay, let's just, I suppose, keep this body safe for now. If this could be a vessel in the future. He's not going to rot, is he?
What condition is the clone in? Because normally, when the clone spells cast, normally they're in a big special vat that keeps them pristine and unchanging until such a time as it needs to happen.
Perfect condition.
I'll make a roll of test. Any sign that it will degrade in the same way that... Okay, so it's a perfect... It seems not. It seems, unless any harm is done to it, that it will persist in this state.
What were they doing with it?
I do not know.
Aldrin conjectured at one point about bringing Moss back into the world. Would you proffer that information?
Aldrin would be proffering information, but Aldrin is currently kneeling in prayer with a single tear rolling down his cheek.
Mm.
But if asked, will interject. It's just having found peace and then being forced to do something pretty morally questionable. It's like there's a lot of weight on the shoulders. He stands, looks over, sighs, whatever's going to have to be done to see this through, it's worth the cost. Looks down at the body of Silver's father, says, if your daddy was as powerful as we've been led to believe, it could be that they were looking for an avatar to bring Mask back into this world. It's kind of a compliment in some ways.
Sorry, using my dad as a flesh puppet for a dead god is a compliment.
Well, in some ways, that's how they would see it. But we got spells to transfer souls. We got spells to create vessels. I'm afraid to say it, and I don't want to hurt your feelings or nothing, but that seems like my best guess as to what was going on here.
Okay, but if they were going to bring Mask from over there into this, and now the douche is over there, what about if they were going to bring the douche from over there, or if the douche wants to come from over there into this?
As Trix says this, there is a rumble.
Oh, double dear.
A sort of earthquakey rumble.
Yeah.
The earthquakey rumble gets more and more noisy. A gloom portal in exactly the place where it was pops in and starts to grow out very, very quickly.
I thought you closed that one.
Can you close it? Can you close it now? Can you do it right now?
Also, is Aradine here? Do you know?
Aldrin, you saw Aradine here, locked in the high hall, being kept prisoner. You have no idea where.
Do I use the slot?
There is, as this portal opens, you've seen Zegyi before. You've never seen anything like this, as a humanoid figure, about You're not sure how tall, because by the time that it pulls itself out of this portal and stands, it's bigger than the room. And as it stands, it will stand through the ceiling.
Oh, no. It's gonna go and get in its business. I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Can you all make dexterity saving throws? Please, as parts of ceiling rain down.
I can see it, so I have advantage.
You can see it coming to your advantage. That's perfectly valid. No problem.
Or you with the Aldrin's
And the +4 as well. Yeah.
20 non-natural.
20 non-natural. You avoid falling debris.
13.
13. You do not avoid falling debris.
Check out.
22.
You avoid falling debris.
24.
Sorry.
You also avoid falling debris.
15.
You do not avoid falling debris. Right. Where's the dice rolling gone?
Anyone want to eat that damage?
I will bamf in instead of Aldrin.
I'm fine. Probably. Depends how much damage this is. How bad does this look before we roll damage? Like, is this like chips of falling masonry or like massive?
It's not skadoosh like Acme style. No, not at all.
Yeah.
You take 14, those that get hit.
I can just take that, I think.
Aldrin, are you taking it or are you letting Trix take it for you?
Just checking to see if it is something that he can take.
Counseling?
Yeah, take damage, any damage. Well, I know T can regenerate, right?
Yeah.
So I will gratefully accept.
Yeah.
In which case, there's again that sort of pulling through bullet time, and Trix, you take the hit of the rock over the head as you stand over Aldrin. Asher, you take 14 points of damage. This gigantic creature now stands in the ruins of the High Hall, and as you look up at it, it looks exactly like a gargantuan LaRouche.
I'm gonna go and try and punch the fucking god negative energy, because if I stand near it, it can't fucking move, and I...
Anyway, that's what we're going to pick up next time. As you all face whatever this is.
On the plus side, it's not in your dad, so, you know.
True. That was the other option. I put a different stat block for that. Yeah. Wow.
It better not have stood on Aradine.
Where's Aradine? Ow. Okay. Well, anyway, thank you very much for joining us tonight for what turns out to be the beginnings of the grand finale of Gloom Falls on Baldur's Gate.
We've still got 3 episodes to go.
You do. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, being part of the story, part of the adventure, part of the bloodshed. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday from 6 p.m. GMT, that's 10 a.m. Pacific time, and we run until the end of June 2021. And on Tuesdays, we play Escape from Carceri. Oh, no, we don't. Sorry, we've just stopped doing that. My bad. We are starting tomorrow. We've escaped. They escaped. Well done, everyone. From tomorrow, we start Warriors of Waterdeep, the Anvil of Doomathorn. So join us for the first episode of that tomorrow at 7 p.m. GMT. It's 11 a.m. Pacific time. And join us on Saturdays for Talk Together, hosted by the lovely David Shears, where we get to talk about D&D and other TTRPG things. I think it's me this weekend, isn't it, Dave?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, lovely.
Yes.
You and I get to have the chats. Haven't done that yet. That should be fun. But yes, that'll be me this weekend. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG and can be found at youtube.com/RollTogetherRPG if you're looking for the archive of all our previous content. There's also podcast versions of all the shows available. Just search for Roll Together RPG in your favourite podcast provider. Massive thank you again to our D20 Club on Patreon. There's a link in chat. Do join us and help us make the shows that we do. And a massive thank you to our sponsors, Hero Forge, Ultra Pro and Elderwood Academy, and our supporters, D&D Beyond, our Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Warriors of Waterdeep, and Level Up Dice. Don't forget to join us on social media, where we are Roll Together RPG. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. See you all soon. Bye.